Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to the DLC Rebuild DLC in RoadCraft. What is live stream number 54 as we continue our journey through the game and the DLC. Good morning, I hope your week is going well. We're back today for 3.5 hours as we continue on the Contamination map as part of the DLC. Now, last stream we dealt with some toxic barrels which caused us a few issues before finding out what the final missions of the first of the two DLC maps require us to do. And that's what we're going to continue on today. We're still on Contamination, the first of the two maps, and hopefully there's a chance we get done today. That's the hope anyway, but we'll see how we go. It all depends on how long these final missions take for us to get done. I'm hopeful. I am very hopeful of us getting very close to, well, if not being done today, at least very close. Also, there's been an update to the game, so they've added in 3 new vehicles as part of a woodworking, I want to say patch, but woodworking update. So all vehicles are for wood-based activities. And we'll have a quick look at those today. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, there isn't any real woodworking for us to do left on Contamination. So because of that, we won't really get to use them until we go to the next map. But we can have a quick look at them. Obviously, there's no point using them if we haven't got a reason to. But we will have a look at them. I know a lot of people said they don't understand why they've added in woodworking vehicles. They don't feel it was needed. There's a little bit of choice already. But an update's an update. It shows they're still supporting the game, which is the important part. And they have released a roadmap about what's coming up in the game going forward. That does look really positive. So hopefully next year we get a lot more to come. And the game continues to grow. That would be the important thing. Hopefully new DLC, new maps. I think there was a link posted on our Discord with the road map, which also includes SnowRunner's roadmap and Expedition's roadmap as well, to be fair. Right, I think we're ready to rumble. I've done everything I need to do. Let's have a look. So, that says 89.4 hours. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Mainly because I'm sure PlayStation tells me otherwise on their screen, but it doesn't matter. 95% complete on Contamination. We've done 22 of 23 infrastructure requests, 37 of 39 main objectives, and 21 of 22 side objectives. So we've got 1 infrastructure, 1 side, and 2 main missions to do to finish Contamination. Move on to the final DLC map. Hopefully, like I say, we can get this done today. That's the plan. Let's load in and have a look. And then we'll have a quick look in the shop for the new vehicles as well, just so we can have a look at them. But as I say, I don't really have a reason to use them currently, as we've already done all the woodwork we need to do on this map. But hopefully when we move on to the second DLC map, we'll have a chance to use them there. That's the plan. But everyone's week is going well. I need to record, well, tomorrow is the channel anniversary. It's going to be a weird day. It always is, and I'm waiting till tomorrow to record the video for it because I want to do it fresh with my feelings on that day kind of thing. But I hate this time of year because of it. Okay, let's have a look at what we need to do. I'm just going to let everything catch up quickly. We'll have a look at what we need to do, and we'll have a look at what's remaining. So I'm just going to let everything catch up. There we go. Okay, it's still doing it, but firstly, let's quickly go to garage first and foremost and have a quick look at these new vehicles. So, if we go to woodwork, it should show them all there. And the only way we can tell is once we haven't got ourselves. Obviously, we've got the crayfish as the harvester. So, what are new? I'm hoping it's obvious, but I could be wrong here. Okay, maybe it's not obvious. I thought it'd be really obvious, but maybe it's not. That's weird. If you look at the ones we haven't got, for some reason it's not showing them all. I don't know. Let's do it this way. Akash, good morning. How are you? I thought it'd be really obvious to see what the new vehicles are, but actually, it's not obvious at all. Because they're not showing up in woodworking, weirdly. Considering we know that's what they were. I don't think that's new. Obviously, we own just about every vehicle. There's only a few we don't own. These two we don't own, but they're not new either. But yeah, I was expecting it to be really obvious. What I may need to do is have a quick look and see. Bear me a second. Little boys at school. Right, let me just have a quick look at what the new vehicles are, because for some reason I can't see them. Da, 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 da. So the Timberwork packs. This is where I find out I've not downloaded the DLC, but I'm pretty sure we did. 7 days ago it came out. It came out just after we finished streaming, to be fair. Let me just double check we actually own it. There's a chance I haven't added it to the game. Don't know if it matters today, but I would like to have it for next time if we can. I'm surprised. I'm normally on top of all these things. Yeah, that's weird. Is that the... So, for some reason, for me, as an add-on, it's not showing me the Timberworks pack, weirdly. Thank you for the like, much appreciated. Which added the new vehicles. Let's see if we actually have them. Yeah, Timberworks DLC is out. I saw it come out. I thought I'd download it, but it's not showing as an option. So the Aramatsu. So we've got the Aramatsu bowhead anyway. That was a previous update. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. There's one new vehicle, and the other two are skins, essentially, like we had previously for the mule. So, what do we want? We want the MTK. So there's the mule kit. I don't think mine's showing up for some reason. I don't know why. So the scout kit we've already got. I don't think mine are showing up. Okay, I think this is something I need to look at after the stream, because otherwise I'm going to spend ages trying to sort it out now. And we may have to restart the stream. I don't really want to do that. So there should be an MTK harvester, but I'm not seeing it. Okay, for some reason I can't find the new vehicles, for whatever reason. What I will do is have a look at that after stream, get it sorted. I don't want to waste time now when we could be cracking on. So we'll have a look at that after stream and get it figured out for Thursday stream. Mission wise, side missions: locate and secure hazardous cargo is free to do here. We need to do that. That's a final side mission. Main missions, there are two. Repair the Southern Railway, which is over here. We need to clear the area and then take more track over there and deliver the chemicals to the designated place. Now, this chemicals mission we were going to do, we need to fix this bridge. This bridge will make life a lot easier if we can get it fixed and working again. So that's our focus first and foremost, and then we can do the route from the steel beams facility to the load. No, actually, that's a different one. Why are we doing the bridge then? I know we said about doing the bridge in the last stream, but I can't remember why. And now I'm doubting myself. Chemicals. Oh, okay. I see why. Yeah, it's for the actual delivering the vehicle. So the infrastructure route, we'll plan that out now, get that running. See, hopefully it does okay. Obviously, the route it's got to take isn't the best, but I think it should be okay. This is probably the worst part here. We may need to come and do something about that. That's the worst part for it to get through, depending on what the vehicle it uses. It's only got to do it one time. That's the thing. And this would be the final infrastructure mission too. So if we plot this now, I think it's using the Wayfarer. Which if it is, yeah, it's using the Wayfarer. I don't think this will work. I think we're going to get called back to keep fixing it. That Wayfarer is going to get stuck in this water, muddy area here. Which means we're going to need to put some sand down. There's no way this will make it. We'll set it off. You never know. It could surprise me. I'm really surprised we haven't got the new vehicles. I don't get why we haven't. But I'll have a look into that at the end of the stream. It might just be an error on my end. I'm pretty sure I added them. But obviously something's not working quite right if they're not showing up in game. Right. We'll set this up. I think this will fail. And we'll have to put some sand down. My hope is we can get this finished today. Thanks for the like, much appreciated. As we've only got one infrastructure, one side, 2 main missions left to do, and that's it, job done. So with dispatch the vehicle, I've got a feeling it will fail, honestly. I think we're going to finish building this bridge first and foremost, which we need concrete slabs for, and then we need 1 concrete slab. And then we need to do a side mission ideally, because I don't want to do the main mission, finish the map, and still have a side mission left. I think is the thinking. Yeah, let's finish the bridge. As we started in the last one, let's finish the bridge. So we need to go and get one concrete slab, which we can buy from down here. I know it's a bit of a journey to go and buy it and bring it up here, but that's probably our best bet right now. Is to buy a concrete slab from there and then take it all the way there. For that we need a vehicle. What do we got? Although we could just drive. No, I don't think there's a better place to go from, to be fair. Just thinking whether yeah. I think what we do, we're already in this, let's go and buy a concrete slab, because I definitely don't think there's one laying around. Recycling wise we possibly could. Have we got any concrete to recycle is the question. I think we did look and there wasn't any laying around. Yeah, it failed. Thought it would. No, there's nothing obvious nearby, that's the only thing. Right, I think the best thing we can do, rather than mess around, we're already in the mule, we need to go and buy a concrete slab, come back and put it there. And then that's the bridge done. We then need to get some sand to sort out that convoy, and then we may as well. I think we should really look at the side mission more than anything else to get that out of the way as well. And then we can focus on the 2 remaining main missions as well. As I say, I'm hopeful we can get this all finished today. There's no guarantee, but that's my hope and the plan, is we finish this map today. Fingers crossed. Right, where does it want us to go here? So we want to come down here and get across to here, ideally. Obviously, we're heading south. That's the main plan. As south as we can go. Go and pick up this concrete slab. This is not the best terrain to be going through, to be fair. I know the mule is normally really good for us, especially this version of it. Saying that, that's quite deep. Deeper than I was expecting it to be. When you see trees growing in the water, you know generally that's a higher point. It's always good to try and get to those higher areas. Yeah, I don't know if it would be any quicker to go and find some concrete, recycle it, make the slab, bring it back. I don't think that would be really much quicker than us getting there to buy one to bring it back, to be fair. Especially considering concrete is very few and far between on this map from what we've seen so far. I don't know why it's so scarce, but it has been all the way through. We've not needed that much of it though either, that's the thing. And I could have made it out of wood, but I find the wooden bridges are quite tight in terms of going over them. I don't really like them too much. I prefer a concrete wide bridge, just so much easier with vehicles over. But we'll head south, we'll go and buy a concrete slab and then go and take it where we need to, finish the bridge, and then we'll deal with this convoy route. As I say, we knew it was going to fail, it was obvious. We just need to sand that area. I don't think we need to road it, we just need to sand it, I think. But if they were using a different vehicle than the Wayfarer, it probably wouldn't be that bad. But since the Wayfarer is such a bad vehicle, it makes life hard. Right. We want to go left here and then down over the bridges. We know this vehicle can handle most things, so we're not overly worried about the terrain. Just want to make sure we're heading the right way. We're not. We're going backwards. How did I mess that up? It wasn't a left. We come from, I don't know which way we came, but yeah, we've gone the wrong way. Doesn't take much for me to get it wrong. What we should have done, I think what we did, we turned left here, we didn't need to. There's a left turn up here. It's because we lost the stream last week. I'm kind of feel like I'm missing knowledge at this point from the map. We've done so much on, I'm suddenly forgetting everything we've done and where things are. Although the sun is out, which is good. More than I can say for the real life weather. Outside is horrendous today. Then we've got Storm Bran, I think they've called it here in the UK at the minute, causing issues and lots of rain. Right, let's have a quick check. So from here, we could head left and through here until we hit this road here, and then, oh no, actually you can't get through there, can you? Not really. So we want to go this road here all the way down until we go underneath the bridge, and then we go across. So we'll take the right hand turn and we just follow the road until we get to the bridge that we go underneath. I say this is a bit of a drive, but I think it's going to be worthwhile when we do the actual mission we need to do. So it's definitely worth getting out of the way now. It's a bridge we've been meaning to put in for a while, we just not needed to, but now the mission kind of alludes to us using that path, that road. We'll just get it done. But yeah, I don't know why I'm missing the DLC stuff. It's not a DLC to be fair, it's a free update. But yeah, I'm missing the vehicles. I don't know what's happened there. I need to have another look and see what's going on. It might be because sometimes what happens with the PS5 I've found is I have some games on the on my internal SSD rather than the hard drive itself. So when it does an update, it only updates it to the console storage, not the SSD. So any extra stuff like the packs, I'm assuming, is now on my main hard drive, which, because the base game isn't on the main hard drive, it's on the SSD. It's not put the two together. That's my thinking. But I'll double check later on and sort it all out ready for Thursday. Like I say, we don't need trees today, so it's not at the end of the world. We want to go straight ahead and turn a right. But I do want to use them on the new map. That will start when we finish Contamination. And there is meant to be new maps coming next year. So we're talking about doing maybe some modded maps once we finish the DLC. And that's still something I'm thinking about. But there are more new maps coming out next year. So we don't know when. We just know they have said about it. So we will be coming back to RoadCraft in the future anyway. Have a look at this new stuff they add. But we'll still think about the modded maps once we finish the DLC. We'll see. There's other things we want to be doing. That's the whole problem. There's so many games that we want to be doing. Our list is massive currently. Okay, open the shop. We're going to buy one concrete slab, 1,500. There it is. Let's go and get it loaded in. This is what we've come all this way for. Okay, let's put anchors on. I don't think it'll be that heavy. It's going to have a bit of extra weight to it there, doesn't it? So I've not changed to the crane camera. Hence I've been a little bit obscured, but I was just trying to do it quickly. Strap the load. Hold the crane, anchors. Let's go. That is the final one we need. Just double check we only need one before we leave. Let's just double check one is all we require. Because it'll be sod's law. We need more than one. No, one is enough. Perfect. Yeah, it would have been sod's law. We needed more than one after all this journey to get here. But yeah, that'll be this done. Let's see. I'd like to go back a different way, but I don't really know if we can. Obviously, you've got this route up here, which we've not really travelled, to be fair. That's a weird thing, isn't it? We're so far into this map, and yet we've got a route here we've never used. I don't know if we should really do that now when we're trying to get things done, to be fair. I was just thinking maybe we go back a different way, but actually, rather than mess around, I think it's better to actually just get done. So, we'll just go the way we came, I think. As we wanted to, if we can get this map done today, that would be brilliant. That would be the aim. There's only 4 missions essentially to do. The infrastructure mission is part of the main mission. So that's one and the same, so that doesn't really count. So at least 3 missions essentially to do. And the side mission is probably the hardest, I would say. The 2 main missions, I think there's more to them than what it's first telling us as well. So there'll be more to do than what it's currently saying. But that's to be expected, to be fair. Okay, we want to take a right and go underneath the bridge over here. We haven't looked where the Wayfarer got stuck. I can hazard a guess where, but we'll double check before we go and put stand down. But I'm pretty sure we're going to have to. Bazaar, good morning, how are you? Well, I disagree because my audience voted for this, as our audience votes in every game we stream and or record. So everything is voted for by the audience. So you may find this boring, but other people don't, I'm afraid. And we have quite an eclectic list of games and variations of genres that we play on the channel. But as I say, everything is voted for by the community. So yeah, you might find this boring, you might think it's torturing you, but that's your choice. You have the right to turn off and not watch at any point. But so if you dislike it, just don't watch. We have people that vote for something different than what wins the vote, and they just won't watch them live streams, but they come back when we stream something they want to see. So it's all good. But yeah, everyone has their opinion. Everyone has genres they don't like, they dislike and don't like. I wouldn't say it's torturing people, personally. But yeah, everyone has things that they dislike. I'm not a massive fan of horror games or first-person shooters. Don't interest me in the slightest. I find them boring. Doesn't mean I won't watch someone play them if it's someone I want to chat to. But yeah, I wouldn't call it torture to watch them. I just don't enjoy playing them. Yeah, this was voted for at the same time as doing Ghost of Yotai. That was voted for as well. And they're the two games we've got ongoing, this and Ghost of Yotai. But as I say, everyone's entitled to their opinion. If you don't like it, don't watch. And as I say, people that don't vote for this, they don't watch, and they'll come back when we play something they actually vote for. That's how the voting works, and that's what makes it fair for everyone. And it's always worked well for the channel so far. As I say, not everyone likes the same things. I'm not a fan of first-person shooters. I wouldn't say, as I say, I wouldn't say it's torture, but it's just not my kind of thing. Do you dislike SnowRunner as well, and Expeditions and stuff like that? Because they're all along the same genre, aren't they? So do you dislike all of them as well? Right, let's just double check bridge here. We need to get back across, so we need to go left here, back across this bridge we built, to then use this bridge here. And that's that bridge then finished and built. and then we can have a look at trying to retrieve these barrels for the side mission. Although actually we'll do the convoy first. We'll get the sand and the stuff done for the road for the convoy, and then we'll go and have a look at these barrels. That we're going to not get 100% on this. The barrels themselves are horrendous to try and keep fully 100% intact. But we'll give it our best shot again as usual. This is the exact same as SnowRunner. Just there's more to this. Instead of just delivering from A to B, you're building things. You're making roads. You're building buildings and bridges. So this has a lot more interactive side of things than SnowRunner does. I find I really enjoy SnowRunner. Don't get me wrong. I love SnowRunner a bit, but this is a lot more interactive. We do episodes of SnowRunner because it's such a big game. And we didn't play it from the beginning. There's loads of DLC still being added. We do it episodically. Again, voted for by the community, to be fair. Right, we need to go and check what happened to this route. We set the route up for the steel beams to the loading station. We knew this would happen, and it went wrong there. I'm just going to redispatch. That's not a Wayfarer, actually. That isn't a Wayfarer. And this is a one-off route, so if we don't have to fix this, we won't. I've got a feeling we do. Oh yeah, there he is. There's the Wayfarer. That will fail, guaranteed. We need to get sand there, ideally. Now, for that, we need the ability to actually have sand there. We don't have a sand pit nearby, do we? That's not good. Yeah, it's failed again. This is the bit of the road we're going to have to fix. That's the only way we get these vehicles through that bit, is by fixing this. For that we need sand. There's no sand pit nearby though. We've got this one over here, which is miles away. I thought there was a small one here, but... that's what we could do. We could drive our sand machine over here. I called it sand machine. It's not a sand machine. I can't remember what it's called. But we could drive it there. And then that will give us access to sand. The mobile scalper, that's the one I meant. That currently is over here, but we need to bring it over here by the looks of things. Now our best bet for that is if we drive it south over the bridges and then come back round on ourselves and get across this bridge. I think we can place it here. That would give us the sand for putting sand down there. That is our best bet, I think. So we'll jump into the mobile scalper. We previously parked this so it's out of the way, to be fair, so not in the best position. Get it turned round. It's not the fastest vehicle, but if we can get it to a position where the sand then can be used, we can fix that bit of road, and hopefully that's enough to get that delivery sorted. The AI can finish delivering that, and then we can crack on, retrieve the barrels, and do the other bits we need to do to finish off the map. That's the hope, anyway. So yeah, we need to follow this to the right to follow this down. So following the convoy, essentially, is already going that way. So yeah, there's the convoy. That's a convoy that's been going for a while. I think we've still got rewards to go on it. Let's have a quick look. So there's 13,000 left to achieve, 250 per truck. So that's only got, what, 5 journeys left? 5 or 6 journeys, and then that's done. And that'll come off as a valid route anymore. We've got ourselves stuck here. We were doing fine until I actually went to look at the map. I shouldn't have looked at the map. There we go. Teasing it through. So we do need to cross that water bit where the route fails ourselves. But we haven't had any issues going through that with other vehicles. Obviously this is different, this is heavier. Not as much power as some of the other vehicles. So it could be an interesting chance to get across. We should make it, hopefully. There's a small chance we won't. That's my only concern. I'm not surprised the Wayfarer got stuck. That was always to be expected. Come on. I don't think... is there a shortcut we can take here? So we're currently here. We want to get to this bridge. There is a shortcut here. It's whether we can get across it. If we can, that saves us trying to travel on this bit, which is where the convoy itself has got stuck. I think we should try the shortcut. Watch out for some of the tree stumps. This vehicle is very heavy, that's the downside to it. But actually this route isn't too bad. Yeah, that's actually worked out really well for us actually. I'm pleasantly surprised by that. I didn't think we'd actually make that so well. Right, the hope that this will give us the sand needed to put sand down for the convoy to work. We're going to get caught. Yeah, will it make it? Back end, yeah, we're through. Okay. I don't know why this doesn't show up as a sandpit, to be fair. It should do. But for some reason it doesn't. Now I'm hoping we can set this up. We want it as close as we can to that bridge. Ideally. Let's try here. It may not allow us because of the slope, but we'll see. No, it will. Perfect. We now have sand. Let's have a look how wide that's going to be. There we go. Sand from to here now. We just need to put sand across here, level it out, and hopefully they can go ahead. My only concern is there's bits like this little bit here they could still get stuck on. That's slightly degraded from overuse. There's always that chance that we may have to do more than just a little bit. We've got our vehicles actually here, luckily. Where is our... Say that. Where's our actual other vehicle? There's our grader. Where's the dumpster? Tree cutter there. Oh, it might be up here actually. No. Okay. I thought a dumpster would be there, but it's not. Where have we used that previously? I don't have to drive miles away if I can avoid it. No. They're all cranes. Where are you? Okay, for some reason it's not showing up. Today's not going particularly well. We planned to have the new DLC on, the woodworking DLC, timber DLC, and it's not showing up. And now I can't find things I'm looking for. Not going well. Although so far, mission-wise, we're doing okay. Right, it's not there. I don't know why. We need to jump to the garage then and have a quick look at what's going on here. So, if we go to, no, what am I doing? Road, heavy, they're not heavy, they're heavies. So the Baycal 65206 is a heavy dumper. It's not even out and about. Okay. Right, so it's in storage. I'm surprised it's in storage. What is our nearest location we can take this from? Is the question. Our nearest base of operations is probably here, to be fair. Or we could come from here. Yeah, I think our best bet is to drive it from the coastal base. I think that's our only real option, really. So let's deploy the bake out. This is a heavy dumper. We're going to drive it to the bridge and then come back on ourselves to start loading up there. We want to do it from one direction only. I don't understand why this would be in storage. I, for the life of me, can't think when we last used it. It was the last road we built, more than likely. But I'm not 100% sure when that was. But we just need to get across to the bridge bit, then we can back on ourselves, lay the sand there. Dozer is actually nearby. We can do that, and then hopefully that is enough to get this infrastructure route done. It's a one-time route only, and that'll be the final infrastructure mission for this map done. Then we'll go and do the side mission to retrieve the barrels. It doesn't matter if they don't go up in 100% condition, because we know that they're really difficult to keep them in 100% condition. We'll go and do those afterwards, which is the final side mission, and then we've got two remaining main missions to do. One is clear an area, but I guarantee that will add more to that mission once we do it. And then we've got deliver a vehicle as part of the route mission, the convoy mission to do. I'm assuming delivering the vehicle is the end of that mission. I don't think there'll be much more to that one. I think it's the railway one that will require more parts. It just isn't showing us all of them yet. That's my thinking anyway, by the looks of things. Should we choose from? I do give them fast-paced action games to choose from. If you look at the history of the channel and all the stuff we've done a massive variety of games. So we do give everyone a choice, and generally every vote has different genres, and people vote for what they want to vote for. I always take people who've given us a list of things. Yeah, there's always a slow boring game in there, but there's a bit normally. So it used to be YouTube would do on your posting bit where you do a vote. YouTube would give you 6 options. They've now reduced it down to 4. That does limit our what we can offer at times, but we always give everyone a good choice. Valhalla, probably not. I've never even heard of it. It's not been requested either. We've got a long list of games that people have requested for us to do. But so there's a massive waiting list of most games at the minute. But there's generally always a mix. So like Ghost of Yotai won the last vote. The vote before that was, I think, Mafia the Old Country won the previous vote for that one. RoadCraft won ages ago, but because it's such a big game, there's so much to do. It's been a while since it won, but yeah, there's been other games in between. As I said before, everyone has things they dislike and things they like. At the end of the day, everyone has their own opinion. You may find this boring, other people find it really good. You know, it's one of those things. But we try and offer a good mix of games, and if you look at our gaming history, we do have a good mix. You know, from car racing games to RPGs, not really much first-person shooters, done a bit, but not really my kind of thing. Which way are we going here? Left to go underneath the bridge, and then we're there. This is my only concern. This bit here could also become a problem. We may need to put sand there as well, but I'm not 100% sure at this point. And this route up here, maybe. It depends on that Wayfarer and how it does. We know it's the worst vehicle. It's all going to depend on how it does getting up here. We may have to sand this bit too. As it's a one-time route, there's no point building a road, because it only needs to make it once. There's no repeat convoy afterwards. But yeah, Valhalla I've never even heard of. What's Valhalla? Come on. Oh, vehicle found route. That's the ongoing route that shouldn't fail. I'll have to look at that in a second. Oh, it's a card game. Yeah, probably not, to be fair. That's not something we've really done on the channel, to be honest. It's a poker-themed roguelike deck building game. Yeah, no. As I say, the audience doesn't care what you think or what's not. As I say, no one's asked for it yet. I'm happy to add it to the list, but I guarantee it won't win a vote based on the audience we have. I can near enough guarantee it won't win a vote. But you say that the audience don't care what I like, but actually they do. From what the mistake people make when it comes to streaming, from what I've found in the last 5 years, is if you don't like the game you're playing, the audience will see that and know that. So these channels that stick to games that are currently trending, but they don't have a clue how to play the game or don't enjoy the genre, they struggle and suffer. Because people can tell if you're enjoying it or not. No, because I don't play first-person shooters. So Call of Duty Battlefield isn't the thing we play on the channel. Generally, I'm not interested in multiplayer games, and that's always been something we've said on the channel from the start. Multiplayer isn't my thing, so I've got no interest in doing them on the channel. Also, if you stream Battlefield or Call of Duty, you can't pay attention to your chat as much because you're focused on not being killed too much. And if you focus on your chat rather than what you're doing, you're just going to get killed all the time. So I find them pointless. So yeah, and as you say, the audience doesn't care what you what's your thing. It does. If you don't enjoy a game, that will come across massively, and people don't like that. They want to see you. They want to see and hear you enjoying a game, you know, and actually enjoy what you're doing. That's why we don't do first-person shooters. So I massively disagree with you saying the audience doesn't care. They do. It's a common misconception with a lot of channels. Thank you for the dislike, whether it was much appreciated. Whoever's giving us a dislike, thank you for that, much appreciated, because all you've done is help the channel. If you don't like something that's someone streaming or showing on their channel, if you dislike it, you're helping them. Your better bet is to switch off and don't watch. That actually affects the channel more than you disliking it. A dislike actually works for the channel. But people don't understand that, which is quite amusing. But yes, much appreciated, otherwise. Right. Let's start laying this sand down so we can try and get this over here. We know that this may require more. It's just going to depend on how the Wayfarer does, really. AI in this been actually pretty good compared to a lot of games AI when it comes to driving. There is still that issue where it will probably have issues on some areas, and this generally does. It's all down to the vehicle, to be fair, more than the AI itself, I think. But yeah, it's a common misconception that, you know, the people playing the game, they need to enjoy it, otherwise what's the point? You know, the audience will know they're not enjoying it, it will come across in your content. And that's why channels that stream or play only trending games struggle. Because they only stream what's trending, but themselves don't understand the game, don't know how to play it, don't enjoy it, and it just comes across really badly. That's the big thing with... You can always pause a game. Yeah, but constant pauses to read chat comes across as really disjointed. It's not like we haven't done it, I just don't do it anymore because I don't enjoy it. And I think it really messes with the content we can do. It's just a personal opinion. I've been in people's chats as well that stream Call of Duty and Battlefield, and they have to ignore the chat the majority of the time. Whereas for us, the conversation we have with people is more important than the game we're playing ourselves. So it depends on what your channel and what you're aiming to give people. If you're more interested in the game that you're playing than the chat, then that's down to you. Well, I would rather have the connections with the chat and have the conversations with people. Especially people we've never met before, like yourself. I'd rather have them conversations than having to keep pausing the game or ignoring chat. Because if you keep pausing chat to read chat, it just becomes really disjointed. It doesn't flow the same way. Whereas, completely misjudge that. Whereas if you play something where you can focus on chat a lot more, and we do it in RPGs and stuff, we'll try and chat as much as we possibly can. I think that route's degraded too much, so it's now failing. We may have to have a look at that. There's not only a few bits of... There's not much to come from that route, but that's the second time it's failed, which is surprising. We need to grade this a little bit just so we can get the sand over the other side. It keeps getting caught up, so it's better just to doze this as we go, and then we'll come back, lay more sand, doze it again. Hopefully we can get this route up and running fairly quickly, and then we can get this out of the way. As I say, we're so close to being done with this map today. It's all going to depend if we can get enough done today to get it finished. But yeah, so I think pausing makes streaming disjointed. I just don't agree with it. The same as if you don't have a voice in chat and you type in your chat, generally you stop playing to reply to chat via typing if you don't have a headset or don't commentate. And I find that really bad as well, because you're constantly stopping what you're doing to type, and I don't think it works very well. Obviously these are just personal opinions, but this is with 5 years worth of experience on YouTube the things that I found that work and don't work. You know, we don't do a lot of what the gurus say you should do, and the big channels do. I don't do a lot of that. You know, we stream at really bad times. In terms of, you know, if we streamed in the evening, we'd get a bigger audience. But we can't physically stream in the evenings due to family and things. So we stream first thing in the morning in the UK, and that does affect our audience. You know, we do have a lower audience because we stream at really bad times. But that's always been the same way, and we've still been able to grow. It's just, you know, we could have grown quicker had we been able to stream at a better time. But we can't, and you know, that's how the channel's been from the start. And I think that's the big thing with consistency as well. If you have always had the same offerings, the channel's always voted, it's always had, let the community have their say, it's worked for us perfectly. You know, we still managed to grow, we're monetized, not that we aimed for that either, we didn't actually want to be monetized. It wasn't an aim for the channel at all at the start, or even now. I don't pay attention to subscribers. As I say, we don't do a lot of what we're told to do. You will see YouTubers talk about how to make a channel succeed and grow, and they say, you know, title, thumbnail, they're all really important, and they are. We don't do any of that. We don't do catchy thumbnails or catchy titles, because it's not my thing. We never designed the channel to grow. We designed the channel as an outlet for myself after we had a massive life-changing accident 5 years ago. That's the thing. So we designed the channel in a certain way. It's just grown a lot more than we ever expected or aimed for, which is never a bad thing. I'm definitely not saying it's a bad thing. But this playing trending games, playing games that you dislike yourself because that's what you should do is all wrong. As I say, based on personal experience. But yeah, we won't play Call of Duty, we won't play Battlefield, there's just no interest in it. I don't think it kind of aligns with the channel's values and what we try and do on the channel. So there's no point in us doing it if it doesn't align with our vision for the channel. And as I say, the chat is more important than the game we're actually playing. I'd much rather have a really lengthy, big debate for the whole stream than having to keep pausing the game to look at chat to answer a message or two. It doesn't work the same way. So as I say, everyone's entitled to their opinion. You know, I always appreciate every like and dislike we have, because they all help the channel, it gives it more reach. Whether it's a dislike or like, they're both worth the same when it comes to reach, because they're both interactions with the channel. Typing in chat again helps the channel because it's interaction. All that helps with your reach as well. That's why people that dislike stuff actually help the channel more than hinder it. As I say, if you don't like something a channel's doing, your best bet is to click off. That affects the channel more than disliking it. But people have this misconception that disliking something actually affects the channel. It doesn't. Like I say, it helps. That's why I always say thank you every time I see they've got a dislike. I always say thank you for it, because it does help. It's just a misconception that it doesn't, especially since they took it away so you guys can't see it, and only the person whose channel it is can see dislikes. LVs, good morning, how are you? Yeah, since I took the ability away for the viewers to see dislikes, which I kind of understand to a degree, it's actually made dislikes more warranted and more wanted by people, because it helps more. And it's a metric that only you can see. Yeah, that's, you know, that's the thing. How are you today, LVs? Hope you're well. Okay, I think we may be okay now. What we'll do is we'll just level this out one more time, and then we'll set the convoy off again, and I'm hoping that's enough, but we'll load the sand just up in case. If we have to come back and put a bit more sand down, we can. As I say, this is a one-time route, so it's not worth building a road for a one-time route. It's not an ongoing convoy, it's just a one-off. So, and it says that as well, so we'll just do enough to get this going and see what happens. And if we have to put more down the other hill, we will do. But we might as well just keep on top of it, just to get this route done, as it's the final infrastructure mission we need as well. We might get lucky, but I've got a feeling we won't, because of the Wayfarer being used by the AI. I still think the AI in this is better than the majority of games out there that use AI drivers. It does everything really well. To be fair, I think it's going to get stuck there in the mud. To be fair, just move this out the way. I've got a feeling they're going to get stuck coming off that bank. We shall see. Let's deal with our road here first. We'll have a look at the one in a minute. Let's just move this slightly across. Obviously, we want them to stay on the sand, ideally. My only concern is coming off the sand here is quite muddy. That could be problematic. Right, let's set off and see what happens. It could go really well or really badly. We'll have to do with either or in a second. This one, I'm not sure why this is suddenly failing. It's been okay for ages, unless the road itself is degraded too much. Maybe that's the issue. Right, let's see how this does. Obviously, on the sand it should be okay. I'm expecting to get stuck coming off. Let's have a look. The other vehicle's already got stuck. What's your take on the Salon situation? Was allowed to talk like that because of what he just done? Do you know what? I think some of the fan reaction has been a bit weird. I think because of who he is, people have allowed him to do what he's done. I don't necessarily disagree with what he said, but I do disagree with the way he went about it. You know, I do think he's being used as a scapegoat. His form this season has been poor, to his standards at least. But I also think he's a player that doesn't ever seek out the media. He never has done in his whole career. He's been one of those players that doesn't like going to press conferences, doesn't like talking to the media. And that's fine. Every player has their own different way of dealing with things. He's been more of a private person for his whole career. The last time he spoke to the media directly was when the contract negotiations last year were breaking down, and he said he was more out than in. Then the situation sorted itself out, and he signed a new contract. To then come out and say he feels like he's being used as a scapegoat, he's never been benched, and all this stuff. I think because of who he is and what he's done for Liverpool, you know, he's been incredible. He really has. But I think he's being given too much leeway by the fans. A lot of people have reacted saying, you know, it's unfair on him. I think if you're going to speak to the media and criticise your club, you then can't expect the club to treat you favourably. You know, he's been dropped for this week's game against Inter because of it. You can't expect a club, because you're essentially bringing the club into disrepute by talking about the club in a detrimental way. And that's not fair on the rest of the guys. You know, they've had a lot of upheaval this last season. You know, players leaving that shouldn't have really been sold. We lost Jota as well. I think he has the right to speak his mind, but I think if he wants to stay at the club, it's the wrong way of doing it. And I think he's now seeing that. And I think because he doesn't speak to the media very often, that's where he's getting a lot of leeway. People say, oh, he must be really bad if he's speaking to the media because he doesn't normally do it. He's doing it for a reason. He's doing it to put his view out there. But as someone who doesn't talk to the media, it must be bad for him to do it. But I just think if you want to stay, is it the thing you do? Do you then say the manager's at fault and, you know, it's not yours? Yeah, possibly. I think, supposedly, he's invited his family to come down for the final next league game against Brighton, because then he leaves for the Africa Cup of Nations anyway. So this weekend's game against Brighton, he's invited all his parents down to watch and this. I don't think he's going to play, and I think, yes, maybe, unless they can reconcile, him and the manager, I think we're seeing the end of it. The only good thing from it is because he signed a new contract, we'll actually get money for it. Whereas at the end of last season, if he hadn't signed a contract, he'd leave for free, pretty much like Trent did. So we should get some money from it at least. How much that will be, I don't know. I know Saudi are interested, as they always are. That's the thing. Okay, that's not good. The Wayfarer is struggling on the sand, and this vehicle is struggling off the sand. Why is it struggling on the sand so much? I think maybe we need to move the route slightly more to the right, maybe. I think it's maybe too much on the edge. We can't leave this. Yeah, he's on the edge. I think that's why his wheels are spinning. Right, we need more sand. And we need to change that route a little bit as well. This vehicle can't do anything, so we need more sand anyway. But yeah, it looks like he's struggling because he's slightly off the sand itself on the left-hand side. So his wheels aren't getting enough grip. But yeah, I can't see him coming back from this. Unless him and Arnslot reconcile, I think he's done. And it's a shame. For someone who's done so much for the team and the club, it is a shame to see him leave. But I also think maybe he should have left at the end of last season. You know, I think we glorify him as a legend because of what he's done for the club, and he is. He's earned that moniker. But at the same time, it doesn't let him do whatever he wants. And no person is more important than the team. That's the thing. The team is more important than one person. And I think that's the issue here, is because of who he is and what he's done, they're making him out to be more important than the team as a whole. He's not. You know, players come and go all the time. We'll find the next Salah along the way, somewhere along the way. There'll be another player that does what he's done. It will happen at some point. That's the thing. But it is a shame. For someone with what he's done for the club, it is a big shame for how it's all turning out now. I think I read something about Carragher said the other day. Jamie Carragher said that in a way he's destroying his legacy by acting the way he is. Which I don't quite agree with. I think his legacy is intact no matter what, isn't it? But at the same time, I think it is a shame. It's a little bit of a black marker stain, maybe. But he's still Salah. He's still the player that's done what he's done. Set the records he's set. You know, that's never really going to change. Right, they failed as expected. We're going to put more sand down because they need it by the looks. And we're going to move the route slightly more to the right as well. I think that's causing the issue with the Wayfarer. So we'll just move that slightly more to the right. I'd say we're hoping to get this map done today. We don't have many missions left, but things like this will start taking up time, and then that's what really stops us finishing the map, is these little things. But this needs doing for us to be able to get this mission complete. Because we're not driving the vehicles ourselves, we have a lot less control over what we're doing. We have to try and make it as easy as possible for the AI to do what we need it to do. And we did say we think, because the road's so degraded from everything we've done over time, this was always a possibility that they could struggle here. I think we need more than that, to be fair. I don't think that's even enough there. I think it's going to need it until it's more firmer ground. So we'll go back and fill back up, then we'll quickly grade this while we're filling this up with sand. But I think we're probably going to need more than even that we just put down. Because this bit here is not very good either. Once it starts filling up over the side, we'll then grade that while it's doing it. And then we'll do a bit more sand. It is just a case of softly really, in a way of just making sure the route works the way it should do. As I say, it's a one-off. This is why there's no need to build a road, because it's just a one-off convoy. So while that's filling, we'll jump into the dozer. The Vostok Pioneer. I always forget its name, to be fair. But yeah, the Vostok Pioneer, we'll jump in that. We'll just grade this bit of sand we just put down. There may even be more sand needed as we go up the hill underneath the bridge, because that is quite it's quite a big gradient, and I think that's going to affect the things with the Wayfarer, especially trying to get up there, because it's such a big gradient. We could lay tarmac down on this, but I just think it's a waste of time, as it's not going to be needed long term. Obviously, if the Wayfarer, once sand is down, still can't get up the hill, we won't have a choice. We'll have to lay asphalt down, but if we can avoid doing so, we'll try and avoid doing so. Okay, park this up here, further back. There we go. We'll jump into the sand. I always forget the name of this one. It's not an asphalt layer, it's a dumper truck. That's what I'm after. Jump in the dumper, head it across, put a bit more sand down. We'll bring this back to fill back up while we're grading the next bit. Then we'll set the convoy off again, and hopefully this has done enough to help it. And we'll see if that's it. But as this is part of the main mission, we need this to work. So there's no point us running away and doing other stuff. We need to make this work. Otherwise we can't finish the map. Right, a bit more sand over here. The other convoy just finished its route. It's failed a couple of times now, but I think it's just the route itself has degraded over time, and I think that's why it has a few issues now and then. But it did finish up doing it in the end, so the route is still viable. It's just not the best now because of how much it's been used over time. But I think there's only four loads left for that one to get all the rewards. We've already finished it as far as the map is concerned, but it's just for maximising the rewards. And I think it's only cash, to be fair, and not even that much. It's 250 a vehicle, I think, and there was 1,000 left. It should be now, or just over maybe. I'll have a look when we take this one back off. But we're going to quickly grade that bit while this is filling up, and then we'll just adjust the route slightly so it's more on the sand for the Wayfarer, because that did struggle, and then we'll see if the route then carries on. I don't want to be laying sand all the time on this route. I think that would be really annoying, but we may not have a choice. If the Wayfarer continues to get stuck. Just wish I'd picked a different vehicle, because the Wayfarer is going to cause us so many issues here. No, that one. This could have been straighter, to be fair. This doesn't really run very straight here, does it? I don't seem to be putting much sand down each time. It doesn't seem to go very far, for whatever reason. I don't know why it seems like that. I think we're putting too much down, but that's what I find really tricky, is to get the right amount of sand down. I find it really tricky to kind of do that, and always have done. I always feel like we're putting too much down every time. We'll widen this out. But yeah, hopefully they can do it now. Until they start going, we just don't know. And it's the Wayfarer that I'm concerned about. Okay. So, let's get this going again. So the other one is running. 800 remaining, 250 a vehicle. Four more runs, essentially. Obviously, that's not a focus. This one is. So, we need to work out what went wrong. So, we found that the Wayfarer was struggling a little bit on the sand. So let's just move the route over this way a little bit. Seemed to be too far to one side here, and that was causing it to kind of bog down and not be able to go forward. So we'll make sure that's adjusted. And then this, because of the way we've laid the sand, we'll come back here this way. And then we've got this bit here as well. Right, hopefully that'll work. Fingers crossed anyway. And we don't need to do any more to this. We're going to jump into the Wayfarer once it starts going. Should be in a second. And just follow it so we can see. I'm hoping it makes it. It's not really a good starting place, to be fair, there. It's on though. As I say, I don't want to have to lay asphalt. Thank you for the likes, those, much appreciated. I don't really want to lay asphalt in this. It's the last resort, really, to be fair, the asphalt, and I really don't want to do it. For a one-off route, it's not worth the time. But at the same time, I don't have to keep stopping to do this either. My concern is this next bit. This is bogging down again here. It is, isn't it? I don't know why it's bogging down, to be fair. The only thing that's possible is the gradient is too much, which would tell me we need asphalt, which I really don't want to have to put down. I don't think they can make it up there. It's like it doesn't have the speed, which means asphalt is probably the only thing we can do. It's too heavy. There are two big tanks in the back. I think that's too heavy. I think that's why it's struggling. That was what we didn't want to happen. I don't think it's going to make it. This is now bogging down at this hill as well here. I think we've got to put a road in all the way. I don't think we have a choice. Other than pushing them ourselves, which we could, as it's a one-off route. I think we need to put asphalt down on all of it, which is going to massively affect us finishing this map today. I think the weight of what's the Wayfarer's carrying, the two big drums there, I think is too much. So it hasn't got the power. That's the other route, it's not this one that's failed again. We'll just set it back off. It's the route, that route there that needs like 4 more to finish off all the rewards. It's been used too many times, the route itself is degraded too much. That's why it's having issues. But yeah, I think the weight the Wayfarer's got on board is stopping it, and the gradient is so high, can't get up there. And obviously the sand isn't that grippy compared to the asphalt. It's better than the mud that was there a minute ago. But the sand doesn't give it enough grip. We'll give it a little push and see if that helps, but I think we may end up pushing it all the way if we're not careful here. Which we could do. It's a bit of a cheat to push something all the way, but it is the final thing we need to do. No, it's failed. Right. I think we don't have much choice. We need to sand this now all the way. I think that's the only choice we really have here. I want to try and lay less sand and make it go further, is my thinking. Yeah, I think we're going to have to asphalt. We just can't make the gradient with the weight on board. The problem we have to keep going backwards to refill this. That's the downside. If we've laid sand to there, how much more do we need? We need to get to here. I think after that, it's fine. We've got to get it to this kind of turn point here, I think. And we're going to have to asphalt the whole thing. It wasn't our plan to do. We don't have a choice. It's the only way of getting this done, and this mission is required as part of the main missions and the final infrastructure mission. But this could stop us finishing this map today now. But we don't have a choice. It is what it is. We'll just have to get it done. If we had the sand a bit closer, it'd be more helpful, but so we don't have to keep driving back to fill up. But can't change it. We're just going to crack on. As I say, it's a shame for a one-off journey with the convoy. This is what I was trying to avoid. But I don't think we've got a hope of getting it done otherwise. I don't even think pushing them would be enough because both vehicles will seem to struggle with the gradient. So I think no matter what, it wouldn't even matter trying to push them. Right, let's get this bit done. We did better, I think, with putting the sand down there. We actually put less down, it felt, so we got further with it. But we haven't actually got much to lay, sand-wise. It is just going under the bridge and up. It just seems like a lot, especially since we've got to keep driving the dumper all the way back to fill back up again. That does make me think it's more needed than it is. So this bit's fairly firm here, but there's no point missing a bit if we've got to do all of it anyway. What I will try and do, I'm just going to go over it a second time, just see if we get any more distance with the gradient. If we don't, we don't. But let's see. If we do, then we'll go over everything twice so we can try and get a bit more out of it. I know if you go to the edges it will go wider, but I don't want width, I want more forward, essentially. Because we are just trying to get more out of the loads. Doesn't really push it much forward, does it? Right, let's go off the edge, dumper again. I'm hoping our asphalt layer is nearby. I think it is. I'm really hoping it is. I don't want to have to drive a massive long way just to get here. But yeah, it is what it is. It's a shame, but we don't have a choice. But we always knew this was a possibility. This route isn't the easiest one to navigate. And we've struggled before with the gradient when we're carrying heavy things. So it's not like this hasn't happened to us. We've always managed to get over it. Whereas the AI is slightly different. It can't use the rescue vehicles like we can to winch it and stuff like that. So because of that, obviously, we have more tools to try and get through these situations than the AI does. All we can do is try and leave the best path forward for the AI to use that has less issues. So we have to lay this road, and then hopefully that's it. If it still struggles with asphalt, then I've got no clue. So we'll have to push it all the way. I think will be the case. Right, let's start here. So my issue is just putting too much down at a time. If I put less down, we can make the sand go further, is my thinking. Just trying to see how much we're laying each time. But I want the least amount, and that way the sand can go further. And then we're not doing as many loads. That's my thinking anyway. The other route's finished again. We knew it would. I know it's having a few issues, but it's only because the route's so degraded. Under the bridge is going to be tricky to see how much we're doing. I think that's definitely going slow like that. It's definitely, I think, worked better for us. I just can't see what way we're taking it, but it's working. Definitely got more out of this load than we did the previous, I think. Go back a little bit. It's fully open now. Yeah. I feel like we definitely pushed that as far as we could there, in terms of the amount we got. It's just up the hill to go, I think, and then we're there. Right, we need to go and refill again. And then while we're refilling, we will level this off. Yeah, we definitely got more out of that load. Just got to be a bit more careful how much is open when we start dumping it. It's tricky to do though. Right, maybe one more load, maybe two, depending. We'll know more once we get this load done. And also, obviously, when we dose it, it's going to make it move forward a bit more as well. So that will help as well. But yeah, I can't see another way of doing this without tarmacking it, asphalting it, either or. I do believe asphalt and tarmac are the same thing. I think obviously in the UK we call it tarmac. In the US it's asphalt. But it is primarily the same thing. I may have different ingredients maybe, but it is generally the thing used to build roads. Right. So we got that to the bridge, just underneath. We didn't really gain anything from going over it a second time, so I don't think there's a need to. So we'll leave that. And we'll just move this out of the way for a minute. As I say, I'm hoping one more load, because we're now halfway underneath that bridge. Just got to get to the top here. Maybe two, actually, looking at that. Might need two more loads, depending. And then, asphalting itself doesn't take long. We don't need to make it especially wide or anything. We just need to get it a straight line, essentially. We're destroying the start of the route, though. This is what happens when you use the same bit over and over again. You do see the routes degrade over time. Which is what I really enjoy about this. Is the roads themselves, the mud paths, the tracks, they can all degrade over time. Hence why asphalting things is more favourable. Obviously more time consuming. Even the sand can degrade over time as well and wear away. That's the thing. That's one of the things the game does really well. Is your constant driving over a route will change the route itself. I still miss Kelly though in the DLCs. I think they definitely missed out there. They should have kept her in the game. Right, we want to be as gentle as we can with how much we're laying down. We're trying to get as much out of this as possible. So, only opening a touch to start with. Can't see how much I'm laying. It's not helpful. Prefer when the AI puts sand down because they get it perfect. Come on. Yeah, this is quite a gradient, and we know the Wayfarer's got a really heavy load, so hence why it's struggling a little bit. we got any more in there? Right. I don't think that's enough. I think, cause we're not quite at the top of the hill. We are going to need one more load, I think. Annoyingly. But one more load should get us to the top here, and that should be enough. So, one more load it is, and then we'll asphalt, roll it, job done, hopefully. I don't even think pushing it all the way up here would have worked. I think we would have encountered more issues. Whereas this way, we're not going to encounter any issues, we're just going to get the job done. Just fingers crossed the weight isn't too much for that gradient. There isn't another route to take them, really. I suppose we could have gone through the trees, but then they'd hit the mud on the other side, and that'd be an issue too. So, this seems to be the only viable option. As I say, this will affect whether we get this map finished today. And there is an issue with the other final side mission too. We didn't talk about last stream, but I forgot about it until just now. And that is getting some barrels that we need to pick up. There's a couple of them we can't reach. Now, the issue with that is we may need to build a bridge, and we've got plenty of wood to use, to be fair. We may need to build a bridge just to get to a barrel. Which isn't ideal, but we'll have to deal with that when we get to it. In fact, that mission will be the next thing we do, is that side mission, as the final one. Because I'd rather get that out of the way before we do the main mission, so I don't want to finish the map with the side mission remaining. It makes sense to do it first. But I do have some concerns. And that's how we get to each different thing there. I think it's just one barrel that's potentially going to cause us a problem. Right, we have a little bit of an issue here. There's a little bit of a drop here. And the thing is, with the Wayfarer, its wheels will get stuck in things like that. So let's just try and level this out a bit more. I want less of a bumpery there if we can. I did push it forward a bit more, not by much, but a little bit. Does it level out the bump? A bit. My only concern is obviously, although once we lay asphalt down, that should be okay. Yeah, it's better than it was. There's a bit of an incline there. In fact, it's a big incline there. Don't know if I can do anything about that, to be fair. That is better, to be fair. Right, let's get this over here. We've got one more load, I think, and then we should be job done. And then we can asphalt. I think the asphalt machine is just across the bridge. My concern is where the dozer is. I think it's over there as well, though, to be fair. That was the last road we built, actually, was that one across there. We did a lot of the infrastructure very early on. We didn't need to do too much as we went on further forward. Apart from a few bridges here and there, to be fair. Thanks for the like, much appreciated. Okay. Just past the bridge. We'll put down as little as we can at a time, and then hopefully it gets us to the top. This was, yeah, as I say, this is the thing I was hoping we didn't have to do. But if they used any vehicle other than the Wayfarer, I think they would have been alright. It's just the Wayfarer. Okay. A little bit of time, trying to stretch this out as we can. Might be going a little bit too fast, to be fair there. There's a bit left in that. Open. Right, that should be absolutely fine. Hopefully. I'm not going to go and refill this just yet, just because I think may not need it. So I think we'll leave that for a second. Let's go and get the last bit graded, then we'll go and jump in the asphalt layer to get that done. I'm hoping it's where I think it is, with the roller next to it. And if it is, perfect. Bit of a bump there, isn't it? We still haven't used the asphalt destruction all the way through the base game, and on the first of the 2 DLC maps, we're still yet to use the asphalt destruction function. There's just never been a need to, and if you only destroy roads you've built, then we only ever build roads we need. So we've never needed to destroy a road. I suppose the only reason you would is if you need to lay cables down, maybe. We've just never needed to. So it seems a little bit weird that it's an option, but we're not usually used. But then I suppose if you build a road where you want to build one, the ability to get rid of it once you're done makes sense. You just never needed to. Is that last little incline climb there alright, or is that going to be an issue, do you think? We can't risk it. I so want to say that's enough, but I don't want to risk it. We know how bad the Wayfarer can be. We need to go back. We need to put them somewhere out of the way. You're up there. Might not have been our best idea. No, I wanted marching. Okay, that's not quite on the plan, but we'll sort that in a second. I think we need one more load. I really thought we'd got enough, but I don't think we have. Knowing the Wayfarer and how it operates, I think we need one more load. Annoyingly. Let's go and grab it now, and then we'll load the asphalt. We've still got 2 and a bit hours in the stream. There is still a chance we'll get this done today. It's just we know the area that needs clearing, and to fix the railway is going to be more than what it's currently telling us. We know that mission will grow once we clear the area, because we'll probably have to go and pick up the railway and lay it ourselves. So I think that will be added to it as well. So it's not going to be as simple as just clearing the area. That's why I think we get the other mission done first. We do the barrels next after we get this route done. Then we deliver the vehicle needs delivering for the rest of this mission. We can drive while this is filling up. We can go out of the zone of where it fills up. While it's once you press fill up, you can carry on. You don't have to wait for it to fill up fully. Saves a little bit of time. Yeah, we do the route we need to take. That's the same part of this mission, the convoy, and then we do the final one, which is clear the area and then fix the railway, and then that should be map complete. I think it's going to be close when we get this done today. If we get to a point of where we've just got the final thing to do and we run out of time, we can extend a little bit, and I say a little. Every time we extend the stream, I am pushing myself probably more than I should. These new exercises the physio's given us to try and get us ready for the operation just aren't helping. If anything, I feel like it's making everything worse. And people that I spoke to about it have just said, well, it's going to be painful as you try and get back to rebuilding it stronger. I get it's going to be more painful. I completely understand that. My issue is, it's not a pain you can work through. That's the problem. Everyone speaks like, yeah, well, the muscles need to get stronger, that's going to hurt. You know, you just got to persevere and push through. When your hands don't work because and your knees completely tremble because your back's gone to that point of no return, there's no way of pushing through. That's the problem. And I think that's what people mistake. It's not me giving up, but it's not me, you know, saying it hurts too much. It is the fact that my whole body shuts down over it. So pushing through isn't an option. But there we go. That's my current moan at the minute. The physio, I get what she's trying to do. I do completely understand. We've got to get it back to a degree where we can have the operation and not have any major issues. Currently, it's just a nightmare. There's no middle ground at the minute. I'm thinking also for the channel anniversary video, it goes live tomorrow afternoon. I haven't recorded yet, so I want to record it on the day. We probably won't talk too much about the injuries and stuff. Because I don't, it is relevant to the channel, but for 5 years we've talked about it. I don't think we need to say much more about it. Why are we getting stuck here? That's surprising. What are we getting stuck on? Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there. Definitely didn't like it, whatever it was. But yeah, I don't think there's a reason to focus on it. I think the channel's grown enough that it's not primarily about the injuries and stuff anymore. It's more about you guys, if anything. So I don't think I need to really go over them again and again all the time. People ask and I still answer when people ask about things, but I don't really focus on it as much anymore. I've already been accused several times of using the injuries to further the channel and all that good stuff. But it's one of those things. If you spoke to the insurance, now that's all finished, they would tell you that the injuries aren't even real. For someone, because they fully believe that the injuries aren't real. Despite teams of doctors telling them otherwise, they still dispute. Right, have we got the asphalt layer here? Yes. And roller, perfect. Right, we're going to do what we wanted to avoid doing. But we need to drive this over the bridge, lay the asphalt, don't go back. Whoa! Get the wrong way. That's a mistake. There's a big drop there I was trying to avoid. Okay. So we're going to follow this road, cruise over the bridge, we lay the asphalt, jump back into the roller that's there too, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, this route can do its thing as a one-time convoy and we can crack on other things. That's the hope anyway. I know this is a slow drive, this one, but we haven't got much choice. But yeah, I just feel like the channel's gone further than the injuries now. And I say it sounds like we do use them, but we don't. It was the reason we started the channel. In fact, I still can't understand why it's been 5 years. That's the weird thing. So I want to check it wasn't activated. It seems really slow. But yeah, 5 years tomorrow. It's weird because the night of the accident, I kind of thought, I walked out of hospital that night thinking I was hurt. I knew I'd fractured my vertebrae, spotted 2 vertebrae, and I knew there was damage to my foot. I never thought 5 years later I'd be sitting here streaming, admittedly, never on my list of things to do at all. So I never thought I'd be sitting here streaming, I never thought I'd be medically retired. None of that. I thought, give it a week or 2, back to work. 5 years later, here we are. Man, it's mad how life can change dramatically, but how you can make something bad into something good. I think that's the important lesson. And you've got to live your life in the moment, you know, because you never know when it's going to be taken away. That's the thing. I never thought, you know, I'd be sat here nearly 10 stone heavier than I was 5 years ago. And every time I speak to a doctor about that, oh well, yeah, well that's understandable. You can't physically do enough. It doesn't help things. I don't want to be this big. There's also very little I can do about it. But yeah, it's mad how the channel's grown. Obviously, we had SLPCLK to thank for it. About a year and a half in, I think was when he spotted us, and we gained a load of subscribers from his following. And he's always been really good to the channel. I haven't dropped on his stream for a little while, mainly because I've not had a chance. I needed to drop by and say hello though. I've not really had much chance to drop in anyone's stream for a little while. Tried to watch people's content, I just don't have a chance. Mainly because I tend to fall asleep the minute I try and stop and watch anything. Hence why we're still struggling with the afternoon content. And that's only kind of started in the last year or so. But yeah, back to what I was actually talking about in the first place. We're probably not going to talk too much about the injuries in the channel anniversary tomorrow. I don't see if we need to go back over it. I think we want to talk about how the 5 years have been, what's worked for the channel, what's been good, what's been bad. We're just going to quickly reset that infrastructure. So this infrastructure mission needs 2 more trucks. We just know the route is degraded. That will fail, but will still pass. Doesn't need to fully get all the rewards. There's only 300 credits left. But if we can, we can. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't affect us 100% in the map either. Right, let's asphalt this. This is the thing we didn't want to do, but we haven't got a choice. The Wayfarer has forced us to do this. I'll keep it as straight as possible. I don't really want to have to come back over it if we can avoid that. Yeah, to think 5 years ago, it's mad. Our first game we streamed on the channel was Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well. We'd always made GT Sport content. I'd done that occasionally, the odd video here and there, mainly because I just played it in my own time. That wasn't even a primary thing. I didn't focus on even uploading anything. I just did it. But and then yeah, 5 years later, and then we had the accident stream for the first time. It's weird. I find it really odd looking back at it as well. But yeah, I don't know where 5 years has disappeared. I really don't. Right, this is strung a little bit. The incline, I think, there's a bit too dramatic for it. Let's go a little bit more to the right. It's a little bit more flat there. It's because this has a front bar on, which is obviously getting caught in the sand. You can see it there. I think it's a small roller. Is it a roller? No, it's just the front end. I think it's getting caught up a little bit in the sand. There's a bit of a movement there. You see it will jump up a little bit. So it should be okay. The tarmac will give the Wayfarer the grip it needs, whereas the sand it wasn't able to grip, especially on the gradient. That's obviously the weight of what it's carrying doesn't help. Stop turning to the left. Again, the gradient really is causing a few issues. My only concern here is, yes, we know the gradient's a problem, but does that mean that even with the tarmac it won't be able to get up the hill? Because if it can't, we are going to need to push it, which is doable but just not ideal. I'd rather be able to get up on its own steam, and fingers crossed it does. This is our only real option. I should have known today wouldn't work the way I wanted it to or planned. It was always inevitable that it's going to go wrong somewhere and slow us down. And we still need to think about building this bridge to get them barrels as well. Something else we were trying to avoid. So what we also need to do with the route, once we've done this asphalt and rolled it, we need to make sure the route covers the asphalt only. Because if the Wayfarer comes off the asphalt, it will just stop. This is not like in the gradient either though, by the looks of things. It's struggling with it massively. Again, I'm not surprised. What I think our best bet here is, if we stop that and just go up, come down, turn around and come back on ourselves, I think that might help it. Coming down is always easier than going up. So this is having the issues going up the hill, so coming down we should be fine. And then we can just match that back up down there. It just takes a bit of time to get up the hill. That's the thing. But yeah, if anyone's got any questions they want me to answer in tomorrow's anniversary video, do let me know. I'll put a post up later tonight as well, saying the same thing. If anyone's got anything they'd like me to answer. We'll talk about how much obviously the channel's earned in 5 years and the last year, as we've always been open and honest about that. It's never been a focus for the channel to make money. It's never been an intention. Hence why you guys voted about memberships and stuff. It doesn't interest me. I do get YouTube keep saying to me, if you put ads in your live streams, you'd earn more. I think it's 86% more they reckon. But when they say ads in live streams, people may have seen it. It's quite a newer thing really for YouTube, to be fair. But they gave creators the chance to actually put an advert in the live stream, so you'd be watching the stream right now, and then out of the blue you'll get an advert played, and you can't skip it. But you also lose that bit of the live stream you've missed during that advert, which to me makes no sense. You know, if you're in the middle of a really important mission, and you can choose to add it yourself, admittedly, but most times I just leave YouTube to do these things, although I did turn that option on. You would miss what we did in that 30 seconds where you watched the video. You wouldn't see what the stream did, which is weird. I don't understand how anyone would want that to happen. So the whole point is to show what you're doing. So why stop that ability just to have an advert? But I know people that do it. I do know people that do have adverts in their live streams. It's just not something I'm ever going to turn on, because it makes no sense. But, you know, some people want the money, some people don't care about it like I don't. I think that's the issue. If you're doing this to make money, obviously, and YouTube says you'll make 86% more money if you turn this on, people will turn it on. That's the thing. But I don't need the income, so I don't focus on it. One day maybe. I'm not saying I'm never going to need the income. But one day I may need the income. But I still don't think I'll turn it on though. I'll just do something else. You know, it's one of those weird things where I can't see me ever putting it on as an option because people miss what they're watching. That's what I find weird, is YouTube did it for creators to make more money. I get that side of it, but if I'm watching a live stream and an advert pops up during the live stream and I miss 30 seconds or so of what they're doing, but some things may not make sense. If someone's like in the middle of a conversation, answering a question or whatever, you're going to miss 30 seconds of that, unless you were back on the live stream and watch it 30 seconds previous. But then you're no longer following it live anymore. You're 30 seconds behind everything. So I don't understand it. Obviously, like I say, I understand the YouTube side of it and the creator side of it, making money. But for the viewer, it's all, if anything, it hinders the viewing experience. And you know, we do a 3.5 hour live stream. In theory, we could have an advert every hour, which again means you're losing out on roughly about 1.5 minutes of the stream as you go. So if you do go back to watch what you missed, or listen to what the answer to a conversation was or something like that, you're 1.5 minutes behind from the end of the stream, which means your comments will be, you know, late in terms of what we're doing and stuff. So I don't see how it's a good viable option. But like I say, I do know people that turn the option on, but I do think it hinders the viewing experience massively. Right, get across here, we do the tarmac, and hopefully this fixes the issue with the infrastructure and main mission. Because once this convoy completes, that's the final infrastructure mission done, and part of a main mission done as well as the 2 remaining. What have we got? 2 hours of the stream left. Can we get this done today? I think the barrels, the final side mission, is going to be a problem. That's the other thing. We'll have to work out a way of doing that. I think it's a bridge. I don't think there's no way around it. It's whether we cut the trees down to make the bridge there and then, or we pick the logs up. We've got loads of logs laying around. Pick those up and deliver them to make the bridge. That's the only thing I'm not sure of. Obviously the quicker option is the better option, but I don't know what the quicker option is at this point. Right, let's turn this on, start rolling the asphalt. We will have to come back on ourselves. We do need to make sure this is as wide as we can to a degree, because we need to make sure the wayfarer sticks to the asphalt. Otherwise we're going to find it's still not going to go up the hill, because it's the grip it needs, which it doesn't seem to get with the sand. Oh, that's a bit wayward. I don't know if you get more grip before it's rolled or after. I would assume, I'd say, realism speaking, you're probably going to get more grip before it's rolled, because it's more of a coarse surface, whereas once it's rolled it's more of a smoother surface. But at the same time, when it is not rolled, it's sticky and probably going to get caught up on it. It's going to destroy the vehicle, the tyres, it's going to get everywhere. Whereas rolled, it's not going to get everywhere, but I would assume it's got slightly less grip. That would be my thinking anyway, based on not just how it looks, but what it's made from. But yeah, if we have to push a vehicle up the hill, we'll do that. Then we won't have a choice. This is the only real option we have. If it's still too too much of a gradient and the wayfarers carrying too heavy a load, we will push it. Just to get this done. We've done everything else we can possibly do to make it work. So, you know, we can only do so much. And I can't change the gradient of the hill, that's the thing. Right, let's get the last bit. We're going to be back on ourselves here, roll the last bit, and then we can do this convoy. Fingers crossed it works. We will just double check the road and make sure we are fully on the tarmac, asphalt, whatever you want to call it, on the way. And then that'll be hopefully job done. Oh, I got a bit too quick going down the hill. I got very out of sorts. Stop. Oh, is anyone else watching the war between the land and the sea? Me and my other half started watching last night. The first 2 episodes went live on Sunday. I don't know if it's only in the UK or not. It's a BBC programme, to be fair. But it's a spin-off from Doctor Who. And it was the first episode yesterday was really cool. It's only a 5-episode series, which is a shame. But really interesting to see where that story goes, to be fair. Inevitably as well, there's going to be talk very soon of the Game of the Year. I'm assuming it gets announced next week or two, I would assume. I haven't seen anything saying they've already announced one. And obviously there's more than one place that there's Game of the Year awards, so there's always more than one Game of the Year, potentially. But I was thinking about this last night, I don't actually know what is my Game of the Year. Thinking about games we've played ourselves, we've only just started Ghost of Yotai, so that doesn't really count. It's got to be games we've finished. Which is a shame for Ghost of Yotai, because I think it's pretty good. Story-wise so far it's really good. But it'd be unfair to say, yes, it's Game of the Year when we don't even actually know how the story finishes. The story could be horrendous at the end, for all we know. Right, let's double check this route is on the asphalt all the way. So like here, we just want to bring it a little bit more this way. Make sure it's fully on the middle of the asphalt, tarmac, whatever you call it. And then here, what I want to do is add a point here. I want to come a bit more onto the asphalt. I want to come off early because I don't want to get stuck in the mud here. That should be okay. I'm just going to move this a bit squarer. And then it's going to come across this little bridge here. And we're adding it over here. And we're done. It's a one-off route. This is really going to work. Let's dispatch and we will follow the wayfarer. So that looks too far to one side. See how the wayfarer deals with it. I'm hoping this works. Otherwise we're gonna push. It's definitely got more grip though than we've seen it previously have. Definitely seems to be grippier. Now the big bit is coming up here. This is quite a gradient for a heavy load on the back as well. Starting to struggle. I think we've done it. I think the asphalt has made a massive difference. It's taken time. A little bit more to the right than we'd like. It's definitely taking us time to get done, but don't stop there. Keep moving. Is it too much to one side maybe? Yeah, look at them front tyres. It's just caught on the little bit that isn't asphalted properly. Come on, readjust. A little bit more to the side. Come on. It is struggling. I really thought this wouldn't be an issue, but yeah, I think it's too much to one side. I don't think that's going to make it. We'll give it one more chance before we get a vehicle and push. I'd rather it did it on its own accord if we can. And it's just them wheels that spinning. Yeah, the others have got grip. It is them wheels on that side. Problem is he won't turn to get around that, I don't think. Yeah, okay. We can see the issue. What we're going to do is cancel route. We know where it got stuck. I'm just going to quickly move it. I also think starting on the hill may be a bad decision. I think we want this one to go slightly more that way. The bit you get stuck is there. I don't know if starting on the hill is a bad thing. No, that seems to be alright. Why are you going more to one side? That's what we're trying to avoid there. What I am going to quickly do, all my big vehicles are in front of it. Well, we'll watch it one more time. Hopefully it makes it this time. And then if it doesn't, we'll quickly chuck the vehicle behind it and restart it. It's just got to get up this last bit. There we go, it's done it. So it was just needing moving to one side. I know we could push these vehicles and get this done quicker, but I like the realism side. And how often would you push a vehicle? Really, towing it, I get. Pushing it, not so much. We can't tow these that easily. But we'll follow this. Just make sure it gets there. Again, I was a bit concerned like this a bit here, being a bit muddy, but it is dry. And obviously the bridge, it needs to hit this mini bridge here at the right angle, otherwise it's going to have an issue. It's getting a little bit bogged down here though, in the dry mud. Still moving forward, which is a good thing. Come on, as long as it doesn't stop. If it stops, we've got an issue. It's still moving, it's slow but it's moving. Come on, get to that bridge, over the other side and you're golden. It's going to hit it at the right angle at least I know we know that's fine. It's speeding up a little bit now as it's gaining more grip. All the trailer's on at the right angle as well. There you go. Oh, I think we're done. I think we are golden. It's a slight hill to get up here, but it is dry. It veered off a little bit more than I thought it would. Come on, make it. Get up there. One off route as well. Definitely taking us time to get this done. Having to lay a road down underneath that bridge has definitely delayed us massively, but it has made it. Come on, last little bit. It's there. We can stop watching. We know that's going to complete now. So for that's this mission here, deliver the chemicals. That infrastructure mission is done. Final infrastructure mission is complete. That one's going to disappear in a minute as well. It's only got one remaining there, so we can ignore that. Now, I was going to do the side mission first, the final one, but instead let's finish off this mission because we need to deliver the vehicle as well. So this is the vehicle we need to drive. It is a Wayfarer. So if we're going to drive it from there all the way up there. Now, I think that's fairly simple because we have roads everywhere. And we did build a bridge first thing today to make this work. So, although it's my worst vehicle, I hate driving it, it's the worst vehicle in the game. We're in the Wayfarer, we don't have a choice. We're going to drive over our road and our bridge and get this delivered now. And that's the penultimate main mission done. And then we'll move on to the final side mission, which is going to collect the 3 barrels, which we may need a bridge. And then after that we will do this final main mission, which will have more to do than what it's currently saying, because we think it will add more to the mission once we clear the area. As I say, we've got an hour and 45 minutes left to see if we can get Contamination map finished today. And that means we start the brand new DLC map on Thursday. If we've got a small amount to do today, we will extend slightly to get it finished. I'm hoping we won't have to. Right. I did have to use low gear there up that little bit of an incline. It really didn't like it. I don't think it's going to like that mud there either. Going to try and second guess what the Wayfarer is going to struggle with when it comes to a road surface you're driving on. If there's any chance to get stuck, it will take it. Weird how the tarmac's been chucked to one side here. That's from rolling it, I think. It's kind of separated, hasn't it, a little bit there? It's weird. I know when you roll asphalt, it does leave a bit on the edge unrolled. So maybe that. I don't know why you failed. We know that route is degraded. We don't need this to finish, but I just like it to have nothing on the menu. So we'll dispatch it again. We don't need that to fully complete, and we don't need all the rewards, but it's nice to have an empty list, essentially. But we've finished all the infrastructure missions now, as the convoy we just dealt with was the final one. So that is done. And we built the bridge earlier on today just to make our life easier. Instead of having to find a route all the way round the port, we build a bridge so we can just head to the right and drive straight across. My only issue is we've not been that way before because we've never had a bridge. We need to go straight and then right. Yeah, straight and then right. We've never had that bridge that we finished today, so we've never really had a reason to go this way. We'll take a right turn here. That's some wide to allow the trailer to come round. There we go. And we only needed to get by one more concrete slab to finish off this bridge this morning. That we started last week. So we did that first thing. Then just across here will be our new bridge. There we go. This is our new concrete slab bridge that we built. First thing today, we'll finish off. Now, where are we going? Is it the first one or the second drop off? It's the first one. Okay, so we just need to head straight here, ignore the left turn. It's the second left, and we're there. And then I'm hoping this mission doesn't then add any more things to it. I haven't actually tracked this one. Let's track the mission, make life a bit easier. There we go. I'm hoping it doesn't then change to anything else. We think this is it for this mission. We don't know for sure. It makes sense that this will be it. Whereas the other one makes sense to have more added on. We'll see in a second. This should be the penultimate main mission done. I'll take that a little bit too tight there. Don't get stuck now. Right hand turn here, and this will be delivered. This isn't our truck either. This is one just for the mission. There we go, mission complete. We delivered the chemicals to the designated location. Why are we seeing this? So we delivered them, and they, oh, it's great. Wow, that took that corner quickly. That trailer there did a nice little drift. Train is running. It's going to tell us to finish the map, but we haven't finished the map because we haven't finished the last main mission. I'm confused. There's still one main mission to do, and a side mission. Okay, yeah, not too sure. And obviously, the Eastern Tunnel was then being used by looks of things. I thought it was going to say we'd finished the map when we know we haven't. So, one main mission left, one side mission. So this is what we need to do next. This is the bit I'm not looking forward to. We've got an hour and 40 minutes to try and get this mission and one other one done. Now, we need to recover 3 barrels. Sounds simple. Apart from, they're in the middle of the ocean. Well, that one is anyway. This one I think is achievable, as long as we use the bigger bits over here and a decent vehicle, probably the mule. This one we can use these bits to get round to get to it. I think that's doable. This one though, I've got no clue. I don't quite know how we're going to get there. None of it seems doable, but we may be able to see a bit more once we're there. Maybe once we grab this one, we may be able to see a bit of way across. Currently, as it stands, I don't know how we're getting it, because I don't know how we're going to get to any of it. But we know the map can deceive, so there is always a chance. There is a route across. We just currently can't see it. So we need a decent vehicle first and foremost. What we got there? That's not the right one. That's a scout. That's a crane. Oh, I failed again. All we need is this final mission to do its thing. The mule is elsewhere currently. I think we use the mule. I think that's the best bet. We've got the roadside base over there. Obviously, we need to come down here anyway. I'm just trying to think our best way of doing this. No, we've actually got a mule over. We might as well drive it from here. So the mule is here. We used it first thing to finish off that bridge. So we'll take this back across and hopefully we can get what we need. As I say, we may need to build a bridge. All going to depend on how this goes. And I just don't know how it's going to go. Which is really disconcerting. I guarantee we won't get the barrels 100%. And that's near enough guaranteed. We're going left, and over the bridge. But all I want to focus on is just getting in the cargo from where they are currently and getting them to where they need to go. The 100% in getting the barrels there in 100% condition isn't going to happen. Not really too fussed about that. I'd rather get it actually completed, to be fair. We're going across this bridge here, yeah, to water treatment plant. I don't know where that convoy is going. Is it coming this way? No, perfect. I wasn't sure if it was going to come straight into us then. Might turn that. Okay. As I say, this is either going to go really well or really badly, and I don't know which way. I think this mission will make or break whether we do this map today. If this goes really well, then brilliant. Although we still don't know how much more is going to be added to that other main mission. That's the other thing. All we know so far is we need to clear the area, that's it. I guarantee we'll have to deliver railway tracks and stuff. But we'll get to that shortly, I'm sure. Let's just get these barrels out of the way and dump. Okay, left hand turn just where these containers are. And then we need to double check where we're heading. I think this vehicle is our best bet, mainly because we know it can handle the water pretty well. And I just think it's the better one out of all. The base mule stability is one less, and the base Voron, as there isn't an update to the Voron to be fair, is good and has the same stats as this, but I feel this does better in tough conditions. So what we want to do is go to the ends here, follow the track this way, and then we want to start across here to get the first one. Just looking, actually, we probably should have come up from over here as well, because we can't, there's no way across there. We're going to grab the first one there. We may be able to see how this is going to work, but then we then need to come all the way around, I think. Where has this been delivered to? That's the other question. Where are we taking these? Oh, over there to the waste warehouse, of course. So we'll need to come back on ourselves anyway. So Warren May here we're going to need to get to. Although saying that, if we go down to the sand pit here, grab that barrel there, come back on ourselves. Can we get across here? We can't, can we? So then we'd have to drive all the way back to come round on ourselves. We'll be able to drop the barrel off though on the way to these. It's quite a long journey, annoyingly. Unless we use a different vehicle over here for these two. We may use a different vehicle because we can send from the coastal base, to be fair. Okay. I was just trying to see what our best options were, but I think coastal base is the nearest place to the other two. Or we can go and deliver these, pull it back to coastal base and drive from there to get the other two. But this one seems to be on its own more than the other two seem to be gathered together. This one seems to be on its own really, which is weird. You'd think there'd be more of a connection. Oh, I forgot we left the bridge layer in the way. Let's move the bridge layer. I'm a bad habit of dumping vehicles where I last used them, which obviously when you need to use the same route isn't a good thing. So we'll go and get the barrel here. If there's no visible easy way across, we'll come back and deliver the first one. I think that's our only real option. Right, we'll be a bit careful here. The pipes will get split up. There we go. I think if we, there we go, that infrastructure mission is now finished. So now we've got no infrastructure missions showing at all. We know that wasn't relevant to finishing the map, but it's nice to have the list empty. The biggest thing we need to be careful here is following where the land is in the water, because that's our only route really across, I think. So we need to be really careful where we head, because we will drown ourselves if we're not careful here. So we need to get to here, so we need to go probably across here to come round to these trees here to come down. There is a crossing point here, but I'm pretty sure when we tried that previously, it's really deep. Although this looks really deep there, to be fair. think we got stuck trying to go that way previously, didn't we? I know it was a while ago since we did this, but I'm pretty sure that was really tricky. In fact, our better way may be... I know the map is really not going to give us too many clues because it's not necessarily 100% accurate to what the ground is like. There we go. Right, I want to skirt around this edge over here. This is why the barrel will not make it 100% back. There is no way that barrel will be 100%. Even tied down, it will break the straps anyway. We know they do that. We've done it before. Don't drown. Ah, I've got myself stuck. It's alright, we've got the engine to not drown at least. It's alright, saved it. Just about. That was a worse turn than I expected. Okay, we are going to try and knock the trees over just to save us trying to skirt around them too much. They're all full. There we go. And we need to come back this way as well, that's the other thing. Right, that tree's smaller. See, you can see the barrel just over there. I think coming back may be worse than actually getting there, to be fair. Okay, this is when we can get a good view of that one over there. I don't know if it's doable, to be fair, to get to that one. And maybe a crane. I wonder if a really big crane can reach it. To be fair, it's a possibility. Right, this one here. This is the one we need to pick up first and foremost. Again, if we damage it, we damage it. I'm not that particularly worried. I would rather just get it on board. I fully expect us to damage it though. Just because we've had previous experience with these barrels. And it's not been good experience. That's the thing. It'll break the straps the minute it gets a chance to. I'd rather lay it down, but I don't think that's going to happen either. Trying to be gentle to put it in the back. I don't know what's about to happen. Part of me thinks we should damage it on purpose just so it's easier to transport, but we've got to at least try. Gently down. Okay, so it's in the back. It's not really where I want it. A bit more in the middle, I think, than the right at the back. Right, down you go. I guarantee this will break the minute we do anything. Strap cargo. It's already falling over. I couldn't do it. Hang on. We'll move it. So I wouldn't mind it rolling over, but I don't think it's going to. Not easily. There we go. Right, strap. It won't strip, it's moving. Right, fall over. There we go. It's damaged, that's fine. Can we strap it now? There we go. For some reason it wouldn't strap easily. So the thing we weren't sure of, can we get from here across to the next ones? I don't think it's doable. I don't think there's a way across. So what I think is we drive this one back to the warehouse. We then redeploy this to coastal base and go and get those two together. I think that is our best option. There's definitely no way across from what I can see. Obviously we built a bridge across there originally, something else. I don't know whether we need a big crane to go and grab that one. It's just, it seems miles away, doesn't it? But with even a big crane, I don't know if that would reach from here. I don't know if we can get to here because it just looks far too deep. All I can think is to build a bridge to here, from here to here. That's my only kind of real option, I think. But even getting a bridge there is not going to be easy. Do have a crane over here. Okay, I think we ignore these two for the minute. Let's go and get this one back, and then we'll go from there. Because obviously we've got to get to War Made or the other two. Now we need to get this back gently, but I guarantee it'll break. It's not the smoothest journey back, to be fair. There we go. Stay still. So it unstrapped itself because the toxic material in the back degrades the straps. And now that it's fully damaged, we don't get the bonus, that's fine. And now it will stay strapped because we've damaged it beyond repair. I'd rather that than it keep unstrapping itself. We want to be going this way, don't we? Come on, round the tree. Okay. Don't you wonder, don't you wonder. There we go, okay. Just about there. This is why we would never get it back on 100% condition. I think it's near enough impossible. Okay. We're up and over. Fantastic. So, we now need to head back to the port to then come down to the waste warehouse. And then we can look at the other two. There's just no way to get to them from here. So, we've got to drive this all the way back. I'd say this is the mission that I was concerned about in terms of finishing the map. This is going to slow us down. That's why I think we may just need to build a bridge over the other side to get that done. But I'm not 100% sure. We'll know more once we're there in person. It's so difficult to tell sometimes because the map can be so deceiving. Until you're actually there and look at the conditions and what you're dealing with. It's a bit tricky. But yeah, we've got a big crane nearby. I wonder if maybe just driving that across just to bring them off that area maybe. Instead of trying to drive the mule there immediately. Maybe the big crane would be better. We'll see. We'll get the first one delivered as it's on the way anyway. We can't do anything until this one's there. And even if we weren't going to get this back to the coastal base and redeploy, we'd still have to deliver this barrel anyway to actually do the mission. So no matter what, we've got to go to the waste warehouse. Which isn't too far, to be fair. Not really. With all the roads in place and the bridges working, it's never that far now. So I'm pretty sure it's that right hand turn. Come out of here, turn right. And that brings us down here to the warehouse there, yeah. So we come back to the port. We're currently on the bridge here. We come to here and take right. And then we just head straight there. Whether we can drive from there to where the next two are, I'm not sure. We'll have to double check that. But I think we may need to redeploy. We'll know more once we've got this one delivered. We'll figure it out from there. But we're so close to finishing this map. So close. Doesn't matter. The vehicle found the route. It doesn't matter anymore. We know the route's degraded over time. All the rewards are gained, so that doesn't matter anymore. I'm surprised the penultimate mission we just finished with the convoy and the delivery. I'm surprised that one played the scene it did, considering we haven't finished the map. Maybe that because that mission was meant to be done after this and after the other main mission. Maybe that's why. Because we did it first because we got the convoy done. That was the main reason we did it. If it's meant to be the final mission, maybe that wasn't meant to play yet. I don't know. It's a weird one, but we'll figure it out. Obviously, if another video plays once we complete the last mission, then it doesn't matter. It's just part of the mission, maybe. I don't think this will take this because obviously it's not delivered, is it, while it's in the back? So we just need to quickly get this out and over, and then the other two can be on the back of the vehicle when they're brought here. It's all fully destroyed, it doesn't matter damaging it now. Right, let's just move this out of the way a little bit and let's have a look what we need to do here. So obviously the other two are further down here. They're actually near May. We are currently over here Now we can drive to there. We'd have to come all way around here and all the way down here. It's a bit of a journey, whereas coastal base is here. So I think coastal base is probably our best bet. And then we're going to work out how we get there. Although saying that, there is a bit down here. It's just whether how deep that is to there. It's that bit there that concerns me of how deep it is. Because I think we can follow. In fact, it might be better coming across this way. Looking at that. How we get down there is a different story. But this bit seems more connected. That's way down there, maybe. Yeah, that does seem better connected. There's lots of debris down that bit. But it seems to be more connected here. As I say, I don't know what we're doing about that yet. That's something we need to figure out. But yeah, I think coastal base, we need to redeploy because it's miles away otherwise. Where are you? There. So we'll retain it and then redeploy. Okay, we're heading to War Main now to hit the final two. One of them we've got no clue how we're going to get. The other one should be doable, hopefully. And then we figure out from there. So for Warren May from here, we need to head left. And then left down this road. And I think we might turn off over there. So out of here, left at Sandpit and then next left. So left here. Again, this is a mission that potentially could take us a bit of time. And we'll slow down our progress to finishing the map today. I'm not trying to rush it though, although I know we're close to finishing it. The worst thing we can do now is rush. Because that's when we're going to make silly mistakes and get ourselves in trouble. So, we're just going to keep plodding along to get it done, I think. Now, I think there was a downwards bit coming up. Let's have a look. Yeah, so just past here, there's a route here. So even that's maybe doable. My thinking is this is the better route to get to there. I think over here there's too much open water. So there should be a mud track coming up on our left, which is here. And then I don't know how we get down. This road seems to have washed away, doesn't it? But I think we can go left to get down, looking at the map. Down here. I know the trees are going to be a bit dodgy, but I think that's doable. We won't really know how steep it is until we try. Luckily, coastal base is nearby, so if we really mess up, we can always just recall to coastal base, but I'm hoping we don't. Coming back this way may be a bit tricky because of how... Wow, okay, that's quite steep. That's steeper than I thought it was. Actually, it's not. It looks steep, but it's actually not that bad. To be fair, I'm not too sure we're going to do getting back up though. That's the only issue we don't really know at the minute. Although, if we can get close to the edge, we could always use the big crane to pull us up. We've got nearby. There's a lot more trees here than we thought as well. So we're trying to skirt around here to get to this bit over here to jump across for that barrel there. That's our thinking. But yeah, one more trees than we expected. Can we get round that one on the left hand side? I think so, just squeeze through. Some smaller branches and trees we can pull down. I say mainly to come back this way, we're not sure yet. There's no real set way to do what we're about to do, I don't think. Right, these are thin, that's a thin tree. Right, where are we on the map? We're now here. So actually we need to be heading a little bit to that tree there, head left. We'll jump across there. Is our thinking. Ah, hang on. I think we go across here. There we go. And then across this next bit to the right. Try so hard not to drown this vehicle. Okay, that's a bit of land there. Stop there and have a look. There's our barrel there. May have to go round here to come back, unless we can get across to here maybe, or across there. It's just there. I could probably get it from here, to be fair. I'd rather we didn't, although I don't know. Let's stop there and see if we can get it from here, and then we've got the last one to deal with. It's not going to give me a connection. No. That was my concern. We weren't going to be close enough and it wouldn't allow us. Right. I think there's a bit high point here. Keep the front end high, because that's what it's about. If we keep the front end high, we don't drown the vehicle. Be careful here. Okay. It's all about the front end being up. Stop. Anchors. We should be able to grab this now. There we go. Again, if we damage it, we damage it. It's not the end of the world. We're not worried about that. It's just retrieving them. That's the main thing. There we go. Caught it on the anchor. As I say, I'd rather get them delivered than worry about them being 100%. Although that's laying down, that may actually work in our favour there. Okay, the issue we now have is the second one. So the second one is out here in the middle of the ocean. We don't quite know how we're going to get to it, but I want us to get to roughly here and then assess. If we need a bridge, we need a bridge, and we haven't got a choice but do it. I think bridge is our only real option. I can't see how else we're going to do that. We'll know more once we have a look in a second. But we've got to get over there first. Oh, it's broken again. Obviously, we don't want to lose it either. There's still some of it intact. There we go. It's gone. We knew it was going to happen. It's actually better for us for it to be damaged, as it then stays in place. If anyone's ever got all the barrels on this map to location 100%, let me know, because I think you've done incredibly if you have. I don't think it's in my repertoire to achieve. I think we've got one or two delivered with like a little bit left, I think, but not many. And that was some of the early ones, I think. Okay, let's have a look what we're dealing with here. As I say, I don't think we're going to make it out there. There's a little bit of land over there to get to, but that's it. I think bridges. I just can't realistically see a better way of doing it other than some bridges. That's our only real option, I think. But making bridges isn't going to be simple. Although we have lots of wood. It's not none of it's nearby though. That's the only other issue. If we were to do a bridge across here, it's got to be either the wooden bridge or the scout bridge. Probably the wooden bridge. And even then, I think we'd have to stop there first. So maybe there to here. And that's 4 logs. And then we'll need another bridge potentially there to there. Remember, we can't see the land too much, but that bridge there would give us the ability to probably grab it with the crane. Now there is some trees here, but not many. If we swap to trees, so there's definitely one there, maybe one or two here. We need 8 in total. I don't think there's enough for 8. What I do know though is we do have some we can pick up from other things we've done. So we have lots of logs laying around over here. Those there, there's a load there. And we only need 8, but it's getting them to there is the problem. I say it's a problem, it's not, it's just a bit of a drive. We're going to have to come round and come down. I think we don't have a choice. If we want to get this done, we've got to do what we've got to do. So, I think we take the logs from over here and deliver them that way. Rather than use a log vehicle, though, I think we'll jump into... Oh, that's the mule. I won't use the mule. We've got the other mule on the go. We'll jump into the Voron instead. So we'll put the logs in the back of the Voron. We'll take 8. Might take more than 8, actually. Just in case we find the bridges are useless and we need to change them. It's better to have more than we need than not enough. I think that's probably our best option. So we'll load the logs onto the Voron. If I don't drive on a stump, that would be helpful. And then we'll do our best to get across. With lots of logs here, as I say, we'll take more than 8. I think that is our best option, is to take more than 8. Just in case. Although loading them up can be tricky because obviously this isn't designed for logs, so they'll poke out the back. And mate, I don't know if we'll get more than 8 on board, to be fair. We are going to need to load them carefully just so we can fit them all on as well. It's not a case of dropping them in and hope for the best. I think we do need to make sure they're loaded in a way that actually means they stay on there and strapped down. That's the other thing. Right, go across this way. And that way. Yeah, if we can get the bridges to work, then fantastic. But again, it doesn't matter if we don't get it to location 100% intact. Rather just get it there and done. But I would love to hear if someone's ever done 100% with all the barrels. That'd be incredible. Try to make sure we're in the right position. That's 3. I don't think we'll take more than 8. I think we'll take the right amount. I was thinking take more just in case, but actually I think we're better off just taking the ones we can get at this point. Come on. There we go. I think that's okay there. Can I still fold crane? Yeah, we can. Try to double check we can still fold cranes, because sometimes if they overhang a little bit, it won't allow you to. Right, next one. The tree being there isn't exactly helpful, admittedly. I've got 4 so far, 4 more needed. This is a big one. Okay. Across. Go backwards. There we go. And the 5. Hoping this can get across that waterway as well, because that's going to be the hard part, I think, is getting across there to get these to where we put the bridges. Number 6. Two more needed. Weight wise it should be okay in the ball, and I don't see that being an issue, to be fair. Right, one more. I'm going to strap these down and get over there. It's a little bit of a drive, but we haven't got much choice. So I think this is probably the quicker way than actually driving crayfish over there or anything else to actually do it. Because we've still got to get through the water if we were to take a vehicle over. Maybe if I stay there, to be fair. Let's go down the other side. Come on. Okay. There we go. So that should be 8 on board. I don't know if we can actually count them easily, to be fair. Can I count them? I'm pretty sure it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think it's 8. If I've got it wrong and we have to come back, I'm going to be annoyed. Right. So for this, we need to now go across that bridge. Because Warm Maze is a bit of an awkward place to get to from this side. That's what we've got to work out. So we head down here. Because we've got to come back here once we've got them all as well. That's the thing. So over the bridge, we take our road we just built, head right at the end, come round. No, we go. Hang on. Do we go through there? No. Yeah, we have to come around, go across this water bit here, up here, and then coastal base. But instead of heading there, come round on ourselves, and this is where we came down a minute ago. Okay, it is a long way, but it's the only way, so that's where we're heading next. We've got just over an hour of the stream left. We've got this side mission to do as the final side mission, and one main mission. Can we get this map done today? It's all going to depend also what that main mission does once we've cleared the area. I think it will say deliver track, so it depends where we're bringing that from. And 2, it could even add another convoy on, which if it does, it would be a nightmare for us. No! No! I just caught the edge. I can't save that. That wasn't what we wanted. We have got a big crane here, luckily. That was just so awkward. I just caught it ever so slightly on the edge and just tipped the whole thing over. That wasn't good. Don't need that today when we're trying to get the map finished. And I didn't react that quickly. Normally I'd react quite quickly and get the crane down to try and help ourselves back up. I didn't react at all. The only thing is, this is really an awkward position because it's inside the bridge. That's the only downside to this. This will be a bit awkward to kind of manoeuvre. Right. Anchors. I need to try and tighten the rope on a car. Put it backwards. That's why I was trying to pull it backwards to see if we can just get it to do what we want. There we go. Don't fall over now. There we go. Oh, that really nearly messed us up. We're okay though, that's the main thing. Got to take it a little bit easier, I think. Just caught the edge in a really bad way. Fold crane, it's out of the way. We know we're coming back this way, so I'm just going to move this out of the way. Save us doing it later. Good job with a big crane here, boy. Need to be more aware. Right, let's go. Too busy chatting away and not looking exactly at what I was doing. Right, we're following our road now anyway. As I say, it's a bit of a drive. And we've got to come back this way once we've got the barrels anyway. So, there's no shortcut really. Warm Maze kind of in a weird position where nothing's really close to it. Which is the whole point of a small village, I suppose. This doesn't help us. Can't remember what I was saying either when we crashed. Obviously wasn't that important. Right, up we go. We didn't lose any logs, which is the main thing. Right, we're not heading into the ports here. I think we're taking the left route. Right, we have to go over this bridge. Yep. Let's follow this round. There's going to be a bit of weight on this, which could hinder us coming across this bit here. Now, we've never needed to put a bridge or sand down here. It's always been able to drive through it quite well. Obviously, we've got a lot of weight on the back though. Oh, that's bouncy. I've got a scout vehicle nearby if we do need to pull us through though. I think we're okay. Yeah, we're good. So we're going to head towards the coastal base to get to Warmay, and then we take a right at the sand pit, essentially. I think we'll try and go down the same way we did with the mule, down the steep slope. Because the trees and stuff we've kind of pushed out the way will already be pushed out the way. That will help us. You can tell the weight's affecting the vehicle and the way it's driving, to be fair. So it's one of the things I think this game does really well, is you can tell when things are heavy, you can tell when they're light. You can tell when the road surface is degraded too much. Even this sand, you can see it's got a slightly different colour to normal because it's wet. If you put it in the water, it's soaking up the water. You can actually see the difference in the colour. There's a lot of things I think this does well. And hopefully they continue adding more things to it as time goes on. As I say, we've got the new wood timber pack that was released last week. I don't know why it's not showing up in my game currently, but I'll deal with that today, and hopefully, I mean, Thursday when we start the new map, we actually have to do some more wood missions. But yeah, next year they are adding more to the game. More maps are coming, more vehicle packs, I believe. Just hopefully we get a couple more seasons added to it, and new maps especially. But once we finish the DLC, we'll probably have we might have a bit of a look at the modded maps and see if any of them are any good. We shall see. What I'll probably do is get you guys to vote for that once we start the final DLC map. We'll probably do a vote in due course, whether we look at modded maps or not. I don't know whether it's worth actually having a look at them in advance and voting on that way. I don't know. We'll figure something out, as we always do. Yeah, you guys will have to say whether we start something else or finish off by going to some modded maps while we're waiting for new content. We'll figure that out over the next month or two. I think the new map, because we've got Christmas coming up as well, the new map, the final DLC map, probably will take a little bit of while to get done. So, because of that, we'll see which way we want to do things. Because I don't think we're going to get the game fully finished before New Year. I still don't know what I'm doing New Year's Eve yet, whether we stream New Year's Eve or not. We have done previously. I know how drowsy I am in the evenings, that's my only concern. Then it is New Year, I don't know. Not really been a priority thing to think about with the anniversary coming up tomorrow. That's kind of taken a lot of my focus away. Right, we need to head to this left-hand turn, the mud track. So we're nearly there, where we need to get these bridges in place. Hit this final one. Now, we go left here, and then at the end take a left. This is going to be awkward and dodgy. I'm hoping we can stay upright, because that's the big thing here. I think if we can get down there, we are laughing to get this done. But we did see how steep it was when we got the mule to go down. Which way did we go down? This way. Yeah, down there. I think we're just going to take it easy going down. It was very steep, but we did do it. Did we go that way? I think we did go that way, didn't we? Obviously, the last thing we want is to roll this. That's the only concern. Nice and easy. We've got to get back up here at some point as well. Down you go, slowly. There we go, we're okay. Okay, we want to kind of follow the track we left with the mule, because we've already pushed some of the trees over and things. Not that I can tell where we went, to be fair. Doesn't look like we've been this way at all, although we know we have. It's weird, isn't it? That tree's not going to come. It is going to come down. I thought it might. Yeah, it's definitely not acting like we've come this way in the mule. It just seems like it's all grown back. I think we went further to the left last time, to be fair. We didn't try and come through this bit. All the tyres piled up over there. Come on. We go through the middle there. Come on. Just got to get through here so we can get across. It's just not the best terrain to try and use. Obviously we're not drowning, the water's not deep enough to drown the actual vehicle, which is good. It's just the amount of dead trees and things in the way, and the surface itself isn't good. But yeah, it seems like the route we've used for the mule is non-existent. Although I thought, maybe it was, maybe we did go a completely different way. Right, how did we get across last time? So, we went across here, didn't we, last time, I think? Yeah. We're looking at it from a different direction, but yeah, we've got to come across here, and then get across here. That looks really deep, I know it does, and then come across here. So, we're going to be going that left-hand bit over there. The aim is to keep the front end up in the air as much as possible, because that's the bit that's obviously going to drown if we go too deep. So we're going to use speed to advance to get through. We can fill up with water as long as we get it out quick enough. Although we'll find that. It's not that as bad as it looks, to be fair, to get across here. It definitely looks a lot worse than what it was. Right, where we put the bridges, we haven't been there before. So we've got to work out to get around some of these trees and bushes, but I think we should be alright. What we'll do is we'll go and pick up the one we need to pick up with the boron while it's doing the bridges, and then we'll drop it back off into the mule. Use the mule to get all the way back. Right, first 4 logs done. The one bridge done. We now need to be lined up nicely on this bridge to get across. I don't want to mess around here and cause any issues falling in. If we're not lined up, it's going to be awkward. I really don't want to mess this up, considering we're running out of time to get the match finished today. Although we're not trying to rush either, that's the thing. Right, slowly and surely over the bridge. This is why I prefer the concrete bridges, because they are a lot easier to navigate. These feels really thin and horrible, whereas the concrete ones are definitely a lot safer. Right, careful here as well. There we go, bridge complete. We now need to get across just to pick that barrel up. The issue is I can't straighten up to get onto this one that well. We placed these down the best way we could. Obviously didn't think about how we'd get the vehicle on the bridge. That's what we don't want. Come on. We don't want this to tip, that's the thing. And we've still got to get back onto the other bridge as well afterwards. Come back. All we're going to do is get close enough to pick that barrel up though. Stay there. Slowly, surely. Come on. So glad when the mission is done. Right, we're there. Right, barrel. Again, I don't care if it gets destroyed, it doesn't matter. We've just got to get it to where we need to get it to. I'm not fussed about condition and the bonus, because it's impossible. Okay, can we strap? Yeah, that will move again in a second, I guarantee. Right, we're going to reverse slowly backwards here. I'm not going to be able to turn around onto the other bridge, I don't think. If we keep it on one side, we can kind of tell where the wheels are on the other side by how this side is. No! No! Stop, 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 stop! No! That's all we didn't want. Okay, ignoring the barrel for the minute, can we get this back onto land? Just caught the wrong bit there on the edge of the edge. Come on. I haven't got to get it far, just to get us back a little bit more. Come on. I know we just landed on it, hence damaging it more, but that's fine. I was trying to get the... Don't do it. Just trying to get the crane to go back in to see if that would help us. Come on. Close to being safe, I think. Right, we're safe. That was a nightmare. Just caught the wrong angle on the bridge, and that's what forced us to fall off a little bit there. Again, we said we don't mind if there's damage. Kind of inevitable in a way. Okay, it's not going to stay. It's going to fall over in a minute and come off the straps, but that's fine. We need to go forward ever so slightly here to kind of back up. We're not going to be able to turn. I can't afford to drown. Slowly, slowly. Catch you, monkey. Right, straighten up a little bit if we can. And then we are going to have to reverse over this bridge too. To be fair, when I panicked as we were falling off, instead of stopping, I went to brake. One of his brake is reversed, which obviously meant we sped up rather than slowed down, which didn't help the matter. Right, over we go. Less panicking this time. Just going to stay straight. But currently not. Come on. So close. Come on. With that. Okay, perfect. We now go and deliver this to the mule, which is just along the side, and then we can head back to the warehouse with these on board, and that'll be the final side mission of this map complete. And we're a little bit one step closer to getting this map finished. But yeah, we'll swap over to the other vehicle, mainly because it's got the other one in it. I think it makes sense to put it all in one vehicle, to be fair. I'll just quickly swap across so we can unstrap. Again, this may still damage itself, I don't know, I think it will. Which if it does is fine. I'd rather get it there than get the bonus though. But yeah, if anyone does manage this, please let me know. Hang on a second, we've got a load of buffering. Going on. Please don't tell me the stream's crashing. I don't know if you guys can still see anything or hear me. All I've got on my side is a load of buffering. I know. Seems to be okay. For some reason, it's telling me that the stream was messing up. But I think it's absolutely fine. Let me just double check. Apologies for this, for me it was buffering massively, and I was concerned the stream was about to stop itself, which has happened previously. Wouldn't be the first time. Oh, it seems to be fine now. Okay. Oh, I thought the stream was going to crash. And that would mess us up. Right, we're all good. So we're going to get this on board the mule. And then we're going to get back across where we come from. The issue is going to be getting up the bit we came down. I think that's going to be our issue. Please tell me we're close enough. Are you telling me I can't reach there? Oh, we can. There we go. There we go. We dropped it. Dropping it did damage it, but that's fine. We know that's not an issue. So let's swap across to the mule. Strap everything down. Okay. Everything is now on board. We just now need to get back to get these delivered. So we're going to try and go up the hill we came down. I think that is our only real option, to be honest. Let's have a look. So I think if we head back across this way and come up, try and get back up this slope here. If we get stuck, we have got a big crane over here that we can always pull across to try and help us up. That is our other option. I think trying to get all the way across here is going to be a nightmare. So yeah, I think that is our best option. Come here, across, back the way we came through this bit, and then up this hill here. And we'll always use the crane if we really can't get up the hill under our own steam. We haven't got a massive amount of weight on board. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. Okay, over we go. I think that the awkward bit's going to be in a minute, trying to get back across for all this the dead trees and things. Just trying not to get stuck along that way. And obviously, I don't think we'll drown going this way. It's more going to be getting stuck. You can kind of see where we came last time, to be fair. I think we came a different bit with the Voron just now, and that's why it didn't look like we'd been this way before, but we had, and you can see it now. Right, this is the hill. Can we get back up under our own steam, or do we need the crane? The only thing I want to check is kind of through the middle, which where these small trees are. How have we got enough power to get up the hill? We have got low gear to help if we need to. I'm going to put it on now. Side to the side. Try and zigzag it up. That's not really helping. I don't think we can get up the hill. I think it's too steep. There was always a chance it was going to be too steep and we haven't got the grip. We weren't sure. Alright, to that side. Does that help? We haven't got the grip, have we? No. Okay. We knew this was a possibility. We have also got, instead of using a crane, we can actually use a mobile base because that's got a winch on it. Or actually, no, it hasn't. The one we've got here hasn't got a winch, has it? Can we get up there? If it's the supply one, it doesn't have a winch. Let's take low gear off, see if that does make a difference. I don't think it will. No, we're not getting up there. This was always a possibility this would happen. Okay. Handbrake's on. Hopefully it doesn't go anywhere. We're so close to the top, to be fair. Right, this one is that doesn't have a winch, I'm pretty sure. No, it's mobile base with materials only. What do we got over here? So this is a big crane here. Let's just go and jump in this rather than messing around with anything else. We may as well just jump in this straight away. Okay, gotta be careful with a few stumps behind us. I say a few, there's definitely a few. How did we get this here with all them stumps behind us there? Wow. Really don't want to get caught up on the stumps. There we go. I really don't want to be driving this backwards really either. Let's have a look. Where do we go? So we want to go forwards here and round to come down here. yeah, if we go forwards and round, probably a better option for us. I don't know if we can skirt around the side of the building there, probably not. Let's just play it safe, I think. We're so close to getting this done, we might as well play a little bit safe. Okay, I don't think it's going to need much to get up, it just needs the little pull, I think. Should be enough. And then the rest of the journey, it's a bit of a long one to get back, but it should be fairly simple. And then one final main mission. I don't think we're going to get done today. I think we're going to be just short on time, potentially. The way it seems at the minute anyway, we shall see. Other than clearing the area, we don't know what else the mission entails. It only tells us that currently. So whatever's next may be really simple. But I've got a feeling it'll be laying train tracks, which generally isn't simple to go and grab. It's normally quite long. So it's going to depend on where our vehicles are currently, I think, as well. Right, we want to be heading down to our right here. So it should be a simple case to just bring it up. I don't think it's going to take too much to do so. We stop there. I don't know why that tree decided to start spinning and lose all its leaves. It did. The tree decided to have a dance. I don't think I can reach from here, can I? Thought I'd be close enough. We changed to single attachment. No, we're not close enough. I actually thought he would be, to be honest. Anchors down. Drive forward slowly. I might change attach point again. There we go. So we've got single attach point. My thinking was just to put it up. To put anchors down to kind of make sure that it stays still. There we go. Obviously don't want us to go anywhere. Slowly put it forward. Come on, the final bit. There we go. So if we swap vehicle now to the mule, that should be up the hill, and we should be able to get up under our own steam now. There we go. We are golden. Actually worked out really well. No messing around, straight up. Let's fold train, anchors. I need to just move out of the way. We can actually get past. There we go. Right, we can now head to deliver these. Yes, they're not in the 100% condition, but we've got them. That's the main thing. All the toxic chemicals have leaked out, but unfortunately, not much we can do about it. They're so fragile. It's unbelievable how fragile they are, to be fair. Right, we need to follow this road round until we hit the sand pit. Coastal base will be on our right. We'll take a left, and we'll head all that way to the port, round the port, and then come back on ourselves to the water treatment plant. Is it water treatment plant? It's right. No, it's not. It's the other one. We know the way. I say that. Why do I feel like I'm going the wrong way? Nope, we're going the right way. I'm doubting myself then. Yeah, we come round left at the quarry. So next right and then left. I was really doubting myself then, thinking we'd gone the wrong way. We hadn't. I was just doubting myself. Okay. How are we for time? 40 minutes. As I say, I just don't know whether we'll get the map finished today. I was so hoping we would, because it means Thursday stream, new map, new place to explore right from the start. Would be quite nice. But sometimes it's not going to quite work out that way. Like I say, it just depends on what that mission entails. I guarantee it's not as simple as just clear the area. I've done enough of this game now to know that. At some point we need to have a look at trophies. I think the platinum's out of our reach, mainly because I think you have to find every toy on the base game, and I think that will take us quite a long time and it'll be extremely boring. So we probably won't go for the platinum, to be fair. We shall see. For those that aren't aware as well, tomorrow is our 5-year channel anniversary video. It goes live at 5 PM GMT. Make sure not to miss that tomorrow. And we are live tomorrow morning with Ghost of Yotai as we continue Atsu's Path of Revenge as well. And RoadCraft will be back either on this map or the next one as the DLC on Thursday as well. We've got about 40 minutes to try and see if we can get this map finished without rushing either. We just try and do it as we do and see what happens. Hopefully it goes okay. It only takes one mistake to mess you up. I think the big thing today has been that road we had to build, the convoy. We were trying not to build it because it was a one-off convoy, and yet we had to because the wayfarer wouldn't go up the hill and the AI was driving it. So we didn't have much choice, and that really slowed us down. And this mission obviously taking time. We had to go and make the bridges, but it's done. That's the important part. The hard part of this is done. It's just a case of getting these delivered now. Okay, over this bridge, I want to say. Let me just double check. Yeah, over this bridge, underneath here, over our new road, and then over the bridge, delivered there. Yeah, we are nearly there. We can start the final mission. So I'm hoping the video we got played after the penultimate mission was just because of that mission. It wasn't because that's the ending of this map, but we've still got one thing to do. I don't want to have the video prematurely, basically. So we've got a bad feeling we have. But it all depends on what it does once we finish that final mission, really. But this made this journey a little bit easier having our own road here, though, to be fair. As I say, it just took so much time up. But we didn't really have much choice because the wayfarer would never have made that journey as a convoy otherwise. There's no way it would have made it. So what's done is done. Right, we're nearly there. Waste warehouse coming up on our right hand side here. Just got to deliver these. Hang on. Oh, we could go up there. So we'll come round. I wasn't sure we go up that way or not. We haven't really used the waste warehouse that much other than delivering a few barrels, so I think we've really been to a lot of the time. Although we had to clear this area, to be fair. There we go, mission complete. That is the final side mission now complete. Now, all that's left is to do this final main mission. And as I say, it sounds really simple. Thank you for the dislike, people. Much appreciated. Thanks for helping the channel. I've said it before. If you dislike the channel or you dislike the content, don't put a dislike because you actually help. But thank you for that. Much appreciated. Final main mission then. Repair the Southern Railway. This is why I think there's going to be more to this. So we need to clear this area of everything. That is by the coastal base, which is there. We obviously need a crane first and foremost. Best way of getting there is probably follow the train track. Maybe not actually, because that bridge there. Are we cutting down trees? Yes, I think so. I don't know if we need to come down. What I think we do is we have the mulcher here. Stump mulcher. We can take that, instead of cutting the trees down, we could just mulch them. And that may be enough to clear the area. I'm just thinking, well, if we're not going to cut the trees down because we're not going to use the trees, what's the point? We may as well try and mulch them as best we can. And that may do it. I know this is fairly slow. I'm also trying to think how we get there. There is a flat bit here that I think we can come across. But we'll see if this works. If it means, because we're not going to use the trees, there's no point cutting them down. So if we can just mulch everything out of the way, that saves us a lot of time. but we just got to get there first. I thought we'd clear it of hazards, but I think it is trees. Which, even if this doesn't work, we're still going to need a stump mulcher there anyway to get rid of the trunks. Trunks? The stumps. So either way, we need this machine there. This is the closest one. It's the slower one, but it is the closest. Looking at the map, it seemed doable just to travel across. At least this will be clearing a path over things. I don't know if I should have the stump going, the mulch to be fair, probably. I don't think there's any harm. Can't mulch. Got a bit of speed up there though. I turned it off. I thought I turned it off. But that's the way through at least, that's fairly simple. My concern is laying track. May not be as simple. The only thing we've found with tracks previously is tracks that the vehicles got can get stuck on tracks. So, this is if one of them with tracks on tracks. You can end up getting stuck on them, which is what this is doing. There we go. Right, we can see the debris on track. I think we've got to move the actual track itself as well. I don't know if we can mulch these. If we can, we will. We don't need the wood, that's why I think mulching is absolutely fine. I think we've got to come on, we've got to move the track that's there, I think, as well. No! Fell down the hole. Can I get back up? So there are some trees he wants us to get rid of as well. Don't know if I can get back up there, can I? No. Too steep. Should be able to get back up here though. So yeah, if we don't need to cut the trees down, we will just mulch them immediately. Save us the bother of trying to get a vehicle here to actually cut them down. Can we get up? Tell me with low gear we can't. I didn't actually mean to activate it. I just wanted to put low gear on. Right. Okay. We're going to have to go back on ourselves to get back up a little bit here. That's the downside of tracks though. When you've got a tracked vehicle, it can get stuck on the tracks themselves. It's not the first time I've had it happen. It's just annoying. I think we're better off going the other side if we can of the tracks themselves. Fair off low gear. Can we get up there? No. Where did we come up before? Oh, it's further along I think, wasn't it? I wasn't expecting to fall down that quickly to be fair. I thought we'd get it most of it clear. We are going to need a crane here though because we have got a piece of track to remove by the looks of things as well. Which is why I think we're only going to pick up another one. We've got about half an hour left. I think there's a chance we get this done today. There's a small chance. We still have it. Time. Okay, good turn. Well, I can turn in this. Just want to turn to the right. It's not liking it. Yeah, we're getting stuck there. Okay. Should be able to get back up now and then go along the left hand side. We stay over the tracks and we want to on the left hand side if we can here before turning right because we don't want to get stuck in the tracks again. There we go. And keep diagonal until both tracks are off the track. Didn't happen. We've got a small bit here I think we can get off. Yeah. Okay. So we stayed this side of the tracks now. We should be able to now mulch everything out of the way, bar the bit of track that's there. Be careful not to slide like we did. This angle this side isn't too bad compared to the other side. Can we mulch that? Activate. I think I'm too close to it. Try again. There we go. Let's mulch a tree. We don't need the tree so we can mulch it. Oh, actually it's not letting us mulch it. Does that mean we are going to have to cut it down? I was hoping I could just mulch the tree, but I don't think we can. No, it turns us off every time. That's annoying. Okay, so we are going to need to cut the trees down and then we'll need to get rid of the tree stumps. Because it won't allow us to mulch them. No. Okay, that ruins the plan a little bit, but that's fine. Okay. Coastal base. Let's call in our crayfish. Right, now we need to drive this there. Obviously, if this has got wheels, it's going to be a lot easier over the track as well. So we'll cut down, I think it's 2 trees, and we'll try and put them away from the area as much as we can. There is another log on the floor, I don't think we're going to move that, we'll need a crane. We're not too far away, so the main thing is going to be where we're going to pick up the new bit of track from, because depending on where that is, depends on the distance we need to take it. I've got a feeling it won't be here. It's either going to be at the port, or where we bought the slab from, potentially. Which obviously is a bit of a journey over here from there. But we'll see how we go. See how degraded the roads have become over time through using the map. Well, didn't look this bad when we first started using this journey. Long time ago now, to be fair. But yeah, the more we've used it with vehicles, the more it's degraded over time. Getting close to needing to be sanded, to be fair. So the crayfish will keep plodding along. It generally doesn't get stuck. And then, yeah, next stream we'll try and have a look at the new vehicles that have come with the timber pack. I just need to work out why. I'm pretty sure it said downloaded, I just don't know where it is. It's not in the game as it stands, so I think it may be... Because I stored the game on the SSD, sometimes updates go onto the hard drive and don't cross properly. We'll sort all that out. So Thursday on the new map, we'll be able to have a look at the new timber vehicles. Okay, we came this way before, we should be able to get through. Again, the only issue with this is sliding. Be a bit careful. Don't want to tip this over. That'd be a nightmare to deal with. Okay, up we go here. This should be absolutely fine driving on the tracks compared to the stump grinder. This won't get stuck like that did. Okay, so then there's 2 trees we need to clear here. One is to our left now. And what we'll do, we'll get this to actually do its thing away from the area to make our life a little bit easier. So over here, it should be fine to drop this. Thing is, we don't need the wood anymore. We've got plenty of wood laying around. We don't need it for anything. Unless this mission changes to build something, but I don't think it will. So bring this back. There's one more tree I think in the way. Stump grinders there to get the stumps out of the way, which may be needed. And then yeah, there's bits of track to move as well, and a log there also needs moving. Tree wise, I think that is it. It was just the 2. So let's just get out of the way. There we go, that's 2 done. What we need to do, bring that back. The stumps don't look like they need getting rid of, to be fair. There's no arrow on them. But can't just leave them either. It would annoy me leaving them, so stump grinder. 112 right. Maybe turn it off first. May not let us do it, but let's at least try. I'd rather do it properly than leave the stumps there for them to just disappear on their own accord. If we can get up. There we go. One done. Yeah, they don't have arrows to them, but I'd rather do it so we know we've done it properly than not. Although I might have difficulties getting to the second one. And then we've got to bring a crane across. Turn the grinder off for a minute and see if that helps us get across. This little hole here isn't helpful, to be fair. The branch gone, and if we come to the side, that's the stump one too. There we go. Just wanted to do it properly rather than let it make them disappear of its own accord. I'd rather know we've done it. Right, well, turn it off, that can stay there. Right, we now need a crane. I'm trying not to rush, but I'm also excited that we might get this done. 20 minutes. It's just going to depend. Right, we need a crane. We don't need anything big, we just need something quick. Yeah, that'll do. Doesn't need to be big, it just needs to get there. And be able to move a few bits of track. That's all they need moving. We destroyed the log, we mulched the log out of the way. So we just need to move 2 bits of track, and then I think it will change to go and get new track. Which wouldn't fit in the back of this anyway, I don't think. I think it'll be one long piece, which could be quite awkward to get there, depending where you're picking up from. So we may need a big crane anyway, to be fair. Right, let's get there first and then we'll figure it out. But we're close. I think we've had more dislikes today on this than we've ever had during the whole run of doing this, to be fair. Maybe not. Shorts generally get quite a lot of dislikes. They get more likes as well, but they get dislikes. Shorts are probably the worst thing for that. But again, dislikes are helping the short be viewed by more people, so it's never a bad thing. A lot of our stuff generally doesn't get disliked very often. But everyone has an opinion, it's one of those things. Doesn't affect us, in fact it helps, so it's not the end of the world. Right, 2 bits of track to pick up and move out of the area. I'm not fussed about where they go, we just want them out of the area at this point. They're saying that. Too much stuff in the way. Obviously we want to keep the area clear. Don't want to just dump them and not be able to then get here with other stuff. Why are we stuck? Oh, there we go. Obviously I don't want them in the way for any other vehicle that's going to be coming this way. That's the only thing. Turn it around there. This is probably there. I don't think there's any harm for it going there. What we'll do is anchors up and move forward to the next one. And again, I think this one will just chuck down the side. Obviously, we shouldn't really recycle them. Although I don't think they can be recycled actually. I don't think they glow blue or anything, so I don't think they can actually be recycled. Can I not get it further up that way? I don't think I can I? Right. What I need to do is swap camera, crane. No, that's not. Yeah, that's not what we wanted. I know we need a big crane here anyway, but that's a nightmare what I've just done. What we might do is be able to push it. We just need it out of the way of the area. because that way at least the mission carries on. It's not going to do it, is it? Well, they're saying that I could just recall it, to be fair. I didn't put the handbrake on. Stop. It's all going to go wrong right now, isn't it? Okay. That track, I think, is out enough. The engine's still, but I can still attack. That's weird. Let's recover. And go to coastal base. Doesn't cost us anything. Oh, that's going to tell me there's still an object in the way, isn't it? What's in the way? Let's jump back here. There's something in the way still. Let's see what it is. It may be the bit of track. I was saying that, there's no arrow. What's in the way? There's nothing. Can't see anything else in the way. That's weird. Normally anything that's in the way would have an arrow on it, and there's nothing here that's in the way. Yeah, there's no arrows. Only thing maybe is that bit of track is still slightly in the area. So if we move that out, maybe. But that's really weird. We're going to make this fall over, aren't we? Try not to. Just want to push it. There we go. What's out? Something's gone wrong here because it's not saying done. There's no... Is there a tree on the edge, maybe? Because there are some trees just over this edgeway. I couldn't see an arrow to them, though. Like, for some reason, I think it's us falling over with the track on. Messed it up a little bit. Still. There's a tree there. I'm just going to cut this tree and see if that makes a difference. It's on the edge, but I don't think it's that. I just don't see what else he's doing. There's no arrow showing up. Which is weird. As far as I'm concerned, that's clear. What we might try and do, this may fix that, I don't know, is return the hub and reload back in. It may then clear it. There's an issue with that mission, it seems. I think it's because we rolled trying to move the track out. And it just made it not know what we'd done, maybe. We'll load back in a second. We're so close to being done, it can't mess up now. 98%, last main mission. Come on, please fix yourself. Come on, mate, please work. Can't leave a map not 100% done like all the others. 98% isn't good enough. Come on, please work. All depends on this one mission. Just hoping I haven't glitched it too badly. Final journey, there we go, it's done. It has worked, okay. I'm glad that worked. So we need to repair this by bringing the object from here, which is a piece of railway track, to the railway track and dropping it off. Now, that's actually not too bad a journey, or is it? No, that's not too bad. It's the vehicles needed to do it is the problem. It's quite a large piece. As we've had to do this before, that's quite a long piece. Last time we had to put it on our big long vehicle. And I think we may have to do the same this time. It means driving the long vehicle there. And we need a crane. Oh no, we have a crane here. Let's jump in the crane. And we just want to go and have a look at what this looks like. And see if we do need a big truck, big long vehicle for it. I think we do. I think heavy transporters are our only way of getting this across. I think. Yeah, that was lucky, wasn't it? I thought we'd seriously messed up that then. Okay. I think it's going to be too long for the mule. have a look. So I think heavy transporter is the only thing that can carry this. Yeah, it's too long for the mule. It needs heavy transporter. Okay. So what we need to do is get the heavy transporter here. Nearest place is coastal. It's a heavy transporter from here. Is that actually, it's out and about, isn't it? Where is it? It may already be in a better position, but we don't know unless we have a look for it. I've got a feeling it's in Warm May, which is over here. In fact, I think it is. It's there. Is that a better route? No, it's further away from there, isn't it? Yeah. We'll recall it. I think that's the quickest way. It's the only thing long enough to carry other than the Wayfarer, which I'm not using. As I say, I think this is it. I don't think there's any more it's going to add to this mission once this is done. This is the final part of it. And it is just getting this bit to where it needs to go. And that is it. Put the bit of track, because that's the railway then repaired. And I think that's map complete. This is exactly what I thought it was going to do, was once you clear the area, it wants you to actually put track down. We've had that previously, there's generally nothing after that. So, this could be it. And we've got about just over 10 minutes. As I say, if it takes us longer, we can extend a little bit. But not massively. But I think it's doable in 10 minutes, to be fair. The biggest thing is obviously going and getting it, and then getting it there. We need a crane there as well, which we can do quite quickly. One of the big cranes. This surface doesn't look so bad in the daytime. At night time it's been really bad. Not too bad now. The only thing with this obviously is it struggles in tough conditions. That is the only concern with this vehicle, because it's not as good as some of the others when it comes to the train. Even though it's meant to be a heavy transport vehicle, it lacks power more than anything else, and that's the way it feels anyway, as it just seems to struggle when you've got anything on the back of it. But we should be okay. We will find out in due course. But yeah, it's not too far to go and pick it up. In fact, it's about 1,000 metres, that's saying. And the terrain itself isn't too bad, bar the water we need to go through. That's the only bit that could mess us up, but we do have a scout vehicle nearby that if needed we can tow it out. So it's not the end of the world. And we have a crane already ready to load this up, which is good, because otherwise we have to drive the crane as well, which would have been a nightmare. Because that's essentially 2 journeys then, instead of the 1. And then of course it's just getting it to the actual track where we need to put it on. It's quite a steep slope there, so we need to be careful of that. Obviously, it's getting it there. This won't do very well going up a hill, especially not the slopes where the track is, so we've got to work out the best place to do it. It's also depending on where we're going to get the crane to sit, to be fair. Right, this was a bit we knew could be a problem. See if it can carry on its own steam. We have got a tow there if needed. I think it'd be alright though. Other vehicles have made it through here, not too much of a problem. Occasionally they slow down like this. But generally, they're okay. And I think this will be as well. We'll work out where we're going to take the track to drop it off once we've got it on board. I'm not 100% sure where the best place for it is. Okay. Round here. Yeah, it doesn't. This is where it shows the lack of power. And currently it's empty. There's nothing on the back of it. When you've got stuff on the back, especially heavy stuff, like a load of concrete or something to go and recycle it, is a nightmare in this. And considering its job, you'd think it'd be how more powerful that actually is. But once you get some weight on the back, it really struggles. Kind of goes against its name as a heavy transporter, doesn't it, really? Okay, we needed there anyway. Over this little hill. kind of remember the way, just about. Saying that, stop there a sec. Just making sure I know the way. So we take a left here, or straight really, over the little bridge, down the slope there. Okay. I didn't want to turn right and then get it wrong, so I want to double check. We get a crane to take this off the back, should be absolutely fine. To be fair, we're quite close to coastal base, so it won't take a second to get there. Don't know if the mule will be powerful enough, we may need a bigger crane to be fair though. That's the only thing. We shall see. Down the slope, over the water, and then we can load up. And then we come back again. And then decide where we're going to actually do it from. Also, so I'm going to have to reverse out. The awkward bit. I hate reversing this trailer as well, that's the other thing that could mess us up. I didn't take the corner enough to get round. Come on. I do struggle with this kind of trailer. I think we can get out that way, can't we? I think. Yeah, there is a slight road there, I think we can get round. Right, let's get this roughly there. I will put the back end down, just because it makes it a little bit easier. Right, crane time. Okay, this should be safe lifting it. It is quite going to be a heavy weight, but because this is the way it is designed, well, they're saying that it's actually tipping. We never normally tip this. Wow, okay. We never normally tip this over. There we go. I think it was because it was a little bit too far away from it. Bring it closer. Obviously we need to get out from underneath this area. Because of how compact this is, generally it won't tip. Obviously there though, we came close. I think we're low enough to go underneath. We are, just about. Well, don't do that. Obviously not quite either. Okay, spin this round, quarter the building. Will it spin? Building's kind of in the way. Let's reverse back a little bit more. There we go. The thing I find with this crane is I can find it really awkward to manoeuvre sometimes because it moves so weirdly on the tracks. I kind of struggle a little bit with it at times. Alright, there we go. So, I need to be as far forward as we can so the back end still goes up. And back a little bit this way. It's quite deceiving how close you are sometimes. Down there, I think that's okay. Let's come back off that. Reverse this back a bit. Swap vehicle. So sometimes if something's nearby it won't strap. No, it's done it. Perfect. We need to put the back end up. Okay, track's on board. We now just need to get back to where we need to deliver it. And then we just need to get it in place. As I say, we've got about 5 minutes. We may extend for a couple of minutes to finish this mission off. Just so we can get this map done today and start fresh on Thursday. We shall see in a second. Obviously we need a crane over where we're going to take the track. It's just going to be, there's a load of logs in the way. Can I get down? Can I get round about sliding? Please don't be a massive error of judgment here. We're okay. I thought I was going to mess up there. But we're okay. I think. Yeah, we're okay. That could have gone so badly wrong. Right. If we get to where the other port is and then decide where we're going to go, I think. So once we get over the little bridge, we'll then make a decision on where we're going to take this to. It may be better off getting right next to the track, but it's which way we go to that. Right, hang on a second. So we're going straight here, past their road. There we go. The thing that's going to take the time is getting this in the right place to then unload it. Although a heavy crane, just because it's on such a gradient, the track kind of goes up and you've got mounds either side that have quite a drop off. That's going to make it quite awkward to where we put this to then put the crane to unload it and put it in the right place. So it's allowing for that. It may be a case we have it nearby and the crane does the majority of the work, maybe. We may have to drive the crane with the track suspended, potentially. Because the biggest issue is that gradient of the track itself and where it's going. But we'll figure it out in a second. Let's get across to that little bridge down there. Once we're across there and safe, we'll then work out the best place to put this. As I say, we are rapidly running out of time, but we're going to extend a little bit just to finish this off, as I believe this is all we need to do to finish off the map 100%. Let's finish the first DLC map fully. Okay. Should really put the handbrake on. I always forget. So, our best bet here, I think. So I don't think it's worth risking trying to get over there. And obviously the water here is an issue. I'm considering, I think, we get to here, and we come into here, and we see if we can drive, I don't know, somewhere to here maybe. Then we bring the crane in and do it ahead of it maybe. Something similar. That's my thinking. I think that is the best option. I was considering going in from this side, actually, to this side of this. But looking at what we'd have to deal with, I think would be quite difficult. And there's a train in the way there as well. Yeah, I think our best bet is the way we came and then turn in. And if we can't make the gradient, that's fine. We'll stay underneath. The crane will do the majority. Obviously the hard bit is getting across this little bit of water. After that it's all easy to navigate and drive across. This would be the worst bit we have to get across, really. And this bit shouldn't be that bad, although we did struggle on the way, so we'll see in a second. Nose first definitely doesn't help. I think it's finding the return journey easier than the original, to be fair. The bits we struggled at the original journey across, we've kind of gone straight over. It's the return. It's definitely the return's easier, although struggling a little bit now. Come on. It's definitely not the weight of what's on board, surely. I'm going to try again on the side. What I may need to do is tow it through. Which isn't the end of the world if you have to tow it. Can you do it with its own steam or not? Okay, no messing around. We're just going to tow it straight out. We have a scout vehicle here for that. It's not really for that, it's just here because we last used it here. But we'll get across, we'll attach the tow, we'll tow it out, and then we'll drive under its own steam again. As I say, we're going to extend the stream just to finish this mission off, as it's the final mission for the DLC map, Contamination. Good job it's got big tyres, this one. It's not the most powerful vehicle to tow with, but it will do the job. Towing on, so it's some of its own power too. There we go. There's no way this would put it on its own steam. So having the actual towing on means it uses its own power as well. And that makes a big difference. Come on. Okay, I say it makes a big difference. Don't mess us up now, we're so close. We know the trailer's not weighing an amount. We did say when we started using the heavy transporter how it can be really awkward. It just lacks power, and you do notice that, especially when carrying something. You can definitely tell the difference. Detach, park up. It just lacks power for a heavy transporter. It should be more powerful. You would think, anyway. Right, we're not going to risk going up and over there. I don't think it's worth the risk. We go over the sand and then we can get to the top of the hill and then turn right. I think that'll take us to where we need to go. So close. If another mission appears after this, I'm not going to be happy. Because I think we're done. We shall see. I'm only guessing that this is it. Well, it's an educated guess, I should say. Not a full-on guess. Based on other missions and things, this should be it. If only we didn't have to use this though, heavy transporter. Although it could be worse. The mission could warrant us using the Wayfarer, which would be a lot worse. This would all have to be tarmacked or asphalted to make it work. Okay. So now we can cut across here. Whether we go up the slope, I'm not sure. We still need to bring a crane across as well. That shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, that's quite flat there. That's not too bad. Keep going. This is the bit we've got to decide where we're sticking this so the crane can get to it, but also get to where we've got to actually put the track down. In fact, we put this here and stop there. That should be absolutely fine. Crane next to it. Job done. Is that track falling off? I think it'll be alright. We want a big crane. It doesn't matter that the Wayfarer is there and ready to go. It's big crane only. EPEC, that'll do. I don't care what it is. I just know we just need one now to get this finished. So we haven't got to take this too far. Lay the track and then I think it's done. Oh, we're 5 minutes over. Come on. No messing around. Straight there, straight in. Track ground done. If this mission had someone to be annoyed. It shouldn't do. But there's always a chance. 98% complete. Would be easily done now if we weren't having to build that road for the convoy. And the annoying thing was it's a one-off convoy. It wasn't even a convoy that we needed again. It was simply a one-off. We had no choice because they were using a Wayfarer. We had to build a road for it to actually get there. Right. Round the corner, then cut across to the left. Follow the track, and we should be there. Hoping we've left enough room with heavy transporter. We should have done, but it may be tight. I swear the trees grow back once we've driven through. Because we just drove the heavy transporter through here, and now the trees still seem to be standing. Sure, we hit a few up down. Okay, just going to take it a little bit easier as we get closer because the slope is quite severe. Fun Cake, good morning, how are you? We're just about finishing. We're just finishing this mission off and then we'll be finished for today because we're out of time. We just extended to finish it off. But I'm not too bad, how are you? Okay, it's in the wrong position because the anchors are in an awkward place. We have just knocked off what we're doing. I think that might be better there. Oh, you're all good. No need to say sorry, it's not the end of the world. We know our stream times aren't compatible for a lot of people, so it's all good, don't worry. No need to apologise. Right, there's the track. Get it out from underneath there, bring it up and over. Can I mod you? I don't have the time, to be fair. I've been asked by a few people to be their mod in their chat, but I just don't have the time to be there enough to be a mod, I'm afraid. Especially with surgery hopefully happening in January as well. I just don't have the chance. I won't be able to be in your streams or anything consistently enough to really do the job, I'm afraid. I've said no to a few people now. It's hard when you create content yourself to then be mod for someone else because you're never going to be there enough. That's the thing. But thank you for asking. I do appreciate it. There we go. Repair the Southern Railway complete. Is that the map complete? It is. Goal complete. Final journey is done. That is the Contamination map of the Rebuild DLC complete. You've completed all the main objectives on this map. New maps available. Head back to the hub. The only disappointing thing about that, it was very anticlimactic considering nothing happened once we laid the track. I do think the mission we did previous to that, where we did the convoy and then delivered the vehicle, that little cutscene after that should have been done there. But because we did that mission first, that probably was the final mission, but we did that before we did this one. We didn't get that cutscene at the right time. I can't. I'm streaming tomorrow. That's the thing. I stream every day, so that's why I can't really mod anyone because we stream every day, so it's very difficult. Thanks for the like, much appreciated. That is Contamination complete. Infrastructure request 23 of 23, 39 of 39 objectives, and side objectives 22 of 22. That is finished. Wow. I'm glad it's done. It's been a map we've been really working hard on, and it was a really enjoyable map. As I've said all the way through, I am disappointed that Kelly isn't talking in the DLC. I think that's a misstep by the developers. Next map we go on to for the DLC, the final map is Washout. We don't know anything about it, so this will be the map we start on Thursday when we're back live with RoadCraft. No worries, Bombcake. Thanks for dropping by. Much appreciated. Have a good one. Thank you, Bombcake. So yeah, Washout will begin on Thursday. We're live again tomorrow morning with Ghost of Yotai. RoadCraft returns on Thursday, and then Ghost of Yotai again on Friday. The big thing to remember, tomorrow is a 5-year channel anniversary. 5 years of when we started this properly because of what happened. We're not going to dwell too much on what happened, but we're going to talk about the channel, last 5 years, how much we've earned in the past 5 years, and all that good stuff. So that'll be a video live tomorrow at 5 p.m. GMT. So don't miss that tomorrow as well. But that is it for today. A massive thank you guys. Thank you for joining us, for finishing off the first map out of the DLC, Contamination. We're back tomorrow morning, Ghost of Yotai. Thursday with more RoadCraft as we begin Washout. Until then, a massive thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.